Immortal Cultivation. I run an internet cafe in another world. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 501. The experience of a disciple of the Thundercloud Pavilion. He was not here to experience the place, he was just ordered to investigate this suddenly appeared shop. He did not expect that this suddenly appeared shop was actually opened by Bai Luo and Hangzhou, and they said it was a game, an internet cafe. He must go in to find out. If he did not go in, he would not know what was inside, and he would not be able to report back, so he was so eager to go in. Bai Luo really did not want to receive this disciple from the Thundercloud Pavilion. He really felt that his purpose was not pure. But what could he do if he did not want to receive him? Although this person was not a serious customer, they still had to open their business, and now they finally had a customer. Bai Luo also wanted this disciple from the Thundercloud Pavilion to take the lead and go in, and maybe more people would follow in. Receive. How can I not receive? Everyone who comes is a customer. Our internet cafe will definitely welcome you. Come in. Bai Luo said as he welcomed the disciple from the Thundercloud Pavilion in, and after opening the door for him to go in, Bai Luo glanced at the other people gathered at the door, wanting to see if anyone else wanted to go in together. The others had no intention of going in, nor were they ready to go in. They just looked at the first of the Lian Pavilion curiously, and looked at Bai Luo curiously. Do you want to go in and experience it? Bai Luo looked at everyone at the door sincerely, asking if they wanted to go in. But after asking, no one wanted to go in with Bai Luo, and no one answered Bai Luo. Just a group of people were still staring at the door, not going in, and not talking. Bai Luo had no choice but to go in. Since the disciples of the Lian Pavilion came, they could be considered as having guests for the time being. Bai Luo temporarily put aside his worries, opened the door, and followed them in. How should we play games in your internet cafe? After entering, the disciple of the Lian Pavilion began to ask Bai Luo how to play this game. Wanting to try, he must be curious, and Bai Luo would definitely not stop him, and quickly began to introduce the operation mode of their internet cafe. It's like this: you need to spend money to open a computer, so you can start playing games. At the same time, Bai Luo also used the simplest method to explain how to play games in an internet cafe. The disciples of Lian Pavilion were confused, but since they came to experience their game, it didn't matter if they didn't understand. If they had any questions, they could just look for him. According to Bai Luo, the disciples of Lian Pavilion gave money and urged Bai Luo to let him experience what the game was like. Okay, don't worry, I'll let you experience it right away. Holding the money in his hand, Bai Luo was happy. This was the first sales revenue of the day, so he was quite happy. Soon, Bai Luo sent him a computer and logged into a game account so that he could start to experience their game. The disciples of Lian Pavilion were quite curious about such a game. He had never experienced it, let alone being able to pass it with talent. Bai Luo didn't go far. Although he didn't need him now, there were no other guests after all. Bai Luo stayed where he was and waited for the disciples of Lian Pavilion. If there was anything he could help with, he could react in time. Soon, the disciples of Lian Pavilion were able to understand how they should operate. Just when Bai Luo was relieved, the disciples of Lian Pavilion suddenly fainted. Bai Luo was so scared that he hurried over to check, wondering what was going on with this disciple of Lian Pavilion. Hangzhou was also shocked. How could he suddenly faint out of nowhere? And the two went over to check the situation at the same time, wondering what was going on. Soon, Bai Luo checked and found out that this disciple of Lian Pavilion fainted because of his poor talent. Bai Luo was speechless about this phenomenon. How could he faint just because he played a game for a while? It really didn't make sense. But no matter whether it made sense or not, the incident had already happened. No one could do anything about it, and the incident had already happened, so he could only admit it, and Bai Luo hurriedly started to think of a solution. He fainted. What should we do? Hangzhou looked at the fainted disciple of Lian Pavilion, not knowing what to do. You know, they and Lian Pavilion were not living in peace, and if the people of Lian Pavilion knew about it, they didn't know what would happen. It's okay, we'll find someone to send him back. Bai Luo had already thought of a solution. As long as they found someone to send him back, she felt that Lian Pavilion would not come to them. Gao Hangzhou could only agree. After all, it sounded like this was the only way. There was no other way. Gao Hangzhou nodded and agreed with Bai Luo's idea. Bai Luo hurried out to find someone, and soon found a way to send the disciple of Lian Pavilion back. In this way, the disciple of Lian Pavilion was sent back. Bai Luo and Gao Hangzhou were still waiting for customers in the internet cafe. They didn't know if they could still wait for customers to come today. I don't know if there will be any more customers. Gao Hangzhou sat in the internet cafe, doing nothing, and asked Bai Luo if there would be any more customers. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR published this novel for the first time. Bai Luo also wanted to know this question, but he didn't know if there would be any more customers, so he could only wait like this. After waiting for a while, the two did not wait for customers, but for people from Lian Pavilion. Is it your shop that made our disciple faint? Tell me, what should we do? You must give an explanation today. What kind of shop is this? I've never seen it before. Suddenly, a group of people from the Thundercloud Pavilion rushed in and asked Bai Luo and Gao Hangzhou to give an explanation. Fortunately, Bai Luo and Gao Hangzhou reacted quickly and recognized them. It's not our fault that he fainted. Gao Hangzhou wanted to explain, but was interrupted before she finished. How can it be none of your business? He fainted here in the first place. You must give an explanation. Another disciple from the Thundercloud Pavilion said this, and he must make Bai Luo and Gao Hangzhou give an explanation. Just as Bai Luo was about to speak, a person came up from behind the disciples of the Thundercloud Pavilion. He was also from the Thundercloud Pavilion, but they knew that this person was not a disciple, but their elder. Don't make a fuss. We'll know the specific reason after checking. The elder actually came to investigate the responsibility, but he knew that this was not the way to investigate the responsibility. He had to find out the specific reason before he could investigate the responsibility. But elder, a disciple wanted to refute, but was stopped by the elder's eyes, so he didn't say anything. Hearing what the elder said, Bai Luo and Gao Hangzhou didn't say anything. Didn't he want to check? Then he checked. Anyway, they didn't do anything wrong. He said that the disciple fainted because of his own reasons, so it was not their problem. They were willing to check, which was a good thing, and Bai Luo had no reason to stop them. Chapter 502, The Elder's Confusion. Soon, the elder began to order everyone to check, and he also began to check, wanting to know what exactly happened. What did he do? He needed to know what the disciple did to know why he fainted. He just played a game for a while, and then fainted. Bai Luo answered truthfully. Playing games? After hearing this, the elder frowned and expressed doubt, not knowing what it meant. Bai Luo understood what the elder meant, and quickly took the elder to the computer, where the disciple was playing games, and explained again why the disciple fainted. It was this game he played for a while, and then fainted. Bai Luo explained clearly, and made way for the elder to check. The elder sat on the chair, trying to figure out what was going on. How could he faint? Because of a game? What nonsense. How could he faint? Because of playing a game? You must have done something. One of the disciples didn't believe it and said so. The other disciples also began to agree, thinking that Bai Luo was talking nonsense. How could he faint? Because of a game? He must be talking nonsense. Bai Luo was about to explain, but before he could open his mouth, the elder spoke. Don't talk nonsense. He really fainted because of playing games, because he couldn't bear too much power, so he fainted. Bai Luo didn't expect the elder to be so sensible and willing to check, and after the check, he could know that the disciple fainted because he couldn't bear too much power. How is it possible? Elder, don't be fooled by them. The disciple still didn't believe it, thinking that the elder might have been deceived. How could he faint? Because he couldn't bear too much power, just because he played a game. The elder has confirmed that he knows that the disciple fainted because he couldn't bear such power, and it is indeed none of Bai Luo's business. But after the inspection, the elder also confirmed one thing. He found that the ability of the fainted disciple has improved. After thinking about it, he felt that the only thing that could make him improve was this game. The elder also began to wonder why Bai Luo helped them improve. Is there any purpose? After thinking for a long time, the elder still couldn't figure out this problem. He didn't know why Bai Luo did this. Since he couldn't figure it out, he wanted to know the reason, so he could only ask Bai Luo, why did you help them improve? The elder did not beat around the bush and ask directly. If he wanted to know why he helped them, he could only ask Bai Luo. When the elder asked this, Bai Luo did not react at all on the surface, and did not let the elder notice anything unusual. What are you talking about, elder? I don't understand, and I don't know what improvement is. He fainted just because he played the game. If the elder doesn't believe it, you can check it out. Yes, the elder has checked it out and confirmed that he fainted because he couldn't bear it. Bai Luo explained like this. He believed that the elder must understand what he said. Hearing Bai Luo say this, and saying it with full confidence, the elder did not believe what Bai Luo said. He felt that Bai Luo was deceiving him and fooling him. But since Bai Luo did not admit it, the elder had no choice. After all, he could not force Bai Luo to tell the truth of the matter, so he could only think of other ways. But what method should be used to confirm whether Bai Luo was telling the truth? The elder thought for a while, and turned his eyes to the computer beside him. Since Bai Luo said that he just played the game, wouldn't it be better for him to play this game himself? As long as they play the game, they can basically confirm whether what Bai Luo said is true or not. After thinking this through, the elder felt that his idea made sense, so he began to take the initiative to ask to play the game. Since that's the case, I also want to experience it. What kind of game can have such a powerful power? The elder took the initiative to ask that he also want to experiment what kind of game it is. Hearing the elder say this, Bai Luo was definitely not afraid that he would be able to detect anything. He just had to insist that he didn't know. This would be considered as having another customer. Sure, welcome. But you have to pay to play games. I don't know if you have money with you, elder. Bai Luo did everything to get himself another customer. He never thought that the elder would go out without money, and he didn't even think that the other disciples didn't bring money. When the elder heard the welcome, he thought he would be able to experience it right away. When he heard Bai Luo say that he had to pay to play the game, he was stunned. Pay? The elder asked in confusion. Bai Luo nodded solemnly and explained why he had to pay. A shop is an internet cafe where people pay to play games. If you want to experience playing games, you have to pay. Bai Luo felt that he had explained it very clearly. After listening to Bai Luo's explanation, the elder understood a little, but he didn't have any money. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR first releases this novel. Do you have money? The elder could only ask the disciples beside him, and the disciples shook their heads, saying that no one had brought any. The elder had no choice but to ask Bai Luo if he could write an IOU and have someone send it over when the time comes. I don't know if I can write an IOU, but I will definitely have someone send it over when the time comes. The elder asked this because he really had no choice. Bai Luo frowned and thought. He didn't want to agree at first, but he didn't want to lose this customer. After all, the IOU was also considered today's turnover. After thinking about it, Bai Luo finally agreed to let the elder write an IOU. The elder was also embarrassed after saying that he would write an IOU. When had he ever written an IOU to anyone? If he wasn't trying to figure out what was going on, he would definitely not do this. Okay, then write an IOU. Bai Luo finally agreed with the elder's opinion and decided to let the elder write an IOU. As long as he could play the game, it meant that he was a customer today and had sales today. With Bai Luo's consent, the elder asked Bai Luo to find paper and pen and start writing the IOU. After writing, he signed it. Only then could he start playing the game. After confirming that the IOU was fine, Bai Luo turned on the computer for the elder, opened the game, and let him experience the feeling of playing the game. I've already prepared it, you can just start playing it directly. Bai Luo reminded the elder that he could start playing it directly. After listening to him, the elder started playing the game. At the beginning, he didn't feel anything special, but just felt that this game was not as simple as he imagined, and it was still a bit difficult. After operating for a while, the elder found that he had found some ways and could control the game. In addition to being happy, the elder did not forget why he wanted the game, so he started playing the game while feeling whether he would have any changes. Soon, the elder discovered that his strength had indeed increased while playing the game. He was unsure at first, but after confirmation, he confirmed his feeling. Chapter 503, Sudden Symptoms. The elders were very grateful to Bai Luo for this phenomenon. Whether Bai Luo knew about it or not, the elders were grateful to him. No matter what the reason was, the elders were grateful to Bai Luo for improving their strength. The elders really wanted to thank Bai Luo for his own improvement in strength. Not only did he thank him in his heart, he also wanted to say thank you to Bai Luo, but because of his status as an elder, he didn't want to say it out loud. Even though he was very grateful to Bai Luo in his heart, he didn't say anything. After playing this game, the elders clearly felt that their strength had been greatly improved, and they were more certain that it was really the effect of the game. After the game, they wanted to thank Bai Luo even more in their hearts, but because of their status, they didn't express their gratitude in person. But after all, their strength had been improved, which was real, and they shouldn't have said nothing. After the game was over, the elders began to think about how they could thank Bai Luo. Thinking that they could give Bai Luo some crystal fragments, the elders quickly began to check, wondering if they had brought those crystal fragments. After some exploration, the elders found those crystal fragments and decided to give them to Bai Luo. The elder took it in his hand and handed it to Bai Luo. Then he explained, "These are for you, you must keep them well, these are all good things." To the elder, these are indeed good things, and he must hope that Bai Luo can cherish these things, so he gave them to Bai Luo. But looking at the fragments given to him by the elder, Bai Luo didn't think so. He just thought in his heart, what good things can some fragments be? Maybe this elder didn't want to give money, so he used these fragments to fool him. Taking the crystal fragments handed to him by the elder, Bai Luo casually put them on the computer desk beside him, and didn't cherish these fragments as the elder instructed. Put them away, these are all good things, keep them well. The elder reminded Bai Luo again, hoping that he could listen to him, and put these things away. But Bai Luo didn't listen at all, didn't think these things were good things, and didn't care at all. It's okay, put them here first, I will pick them up when the time comes. Bai Luo really didn't care too much about these things, he just thought that some fragments couldn't be good things. The elder was a little angry when he saw Bai Luo's attitude, but he couldn't say anything or show it, so he could only stop worrying about it. Bai Luo, who was standing well, suddenly felt dizzy and didn't know what was going on. He quickly sat down on a chair beside him. "What's going on?" Gao Yangzu asked. Bai Luo waved his hand. "I don't know either. I suddenly felt dizzy and didn't know what was going on." Hearing Bai Luo say this and seeing Bai Luo's actions, the elder didn't want to check Bai Luo at first. When he thought about how he didn't care about his fragments just now, he didn't want to check him. But after all, he was here, and it seemed a bit unreasonable not to check. The elder began to struggle whether he should check him or not. In the end, the elder still felt that it was a bit unreasonable not to check, so he decided to check Bai Luo to see what was going on. "Let me check you and see what's going on." After saying that, the elder came to Bai Luo and began to check Bai Luo. Bai Luo didn't refuse either. After all, the feeling just now was very real, and he also knew that there must be something wrong. It would be best if the elder could check him, and he would definitely not refuse. Gao Yangzu would not refuse, she had no choice but to accept Bai Luo's reaction just now. It was the best thing that the elder wanted to help, how could she refuse? The elder began to check Bai Luo's body, wanting to check what was wrong with him, and why he was dizzy and swollen. While checking, the elder kept thinking in his heart, wondering whether he should treat Bai Luo after the examination. He didn't want to, but then he thought that he had already checked and it would be unreasonable not to treat him. He could only compromise and decided to help Bai Luo with treatment later. After the examination, the elder found that there seemed to be a worm in Bai Luo's body. This worm should be the cause of his dizziness and swollen head. The elder confirmed it and found that it was indeed the case. It was because of this worm that Bai Luo was dizzy and swollen head, and it was also because of this worm that Bai Luo's body had problems. But how could there be a worm? The elder was also very confused about this. He didn't know why there was a worm in Bai Luo's body. Could it be that Bai Luo had gone somewhere, so the worm appeared? This reason is probably only known by Bai Luo. Have you had any bad experiences recently? The elder asked politely, not knowing if Bai Luo could understand, not knowing if Bai Luo knew what he meant. Bai Luo obviously didn't understand, and shook his head, as if thinking. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR released this novel for the first time. Seeing his expression, the elder asked a more direct question. I mean, have you been to any place with many wild animals recently? The elder asked this, and Bai Luo must have understood. He did understand, but Bai Luo didn't know why the elder asked this question. Does going to such a place have anything to do with his health? Even if he had doubts, Bai Luo answered truthfully. No, I haven't been to such a place recently. What's wrong? Bai Luo still didn't understand why the elder asked this question, and didn't know what it had to do with his health. Seeing that Bai Luo was still confused, the elder didn't plan to continue explaining. After all, even if he explained, Bai Luo might not understand. Since they have already decided to treat him, it is useless to say more. He will have to be treated. The elder said no more, and began to think about what kind of pills could save Bai Luo. Is there a problem, elder? Bai Luo asked again, worried, wanting to know what the problem was. But the elder had decided not to explain anymore, so he did not say it clearly. He waved his hand and signaled Bai Luo not to ask any more questions. Soon, the elder thought of some pills and was sure that these pills could save Bai Luo. He took out the pills, put them in Bai Luo's hands, and explained the situation. Take these pills, and you will be fine after a while. The elder gave the pills to Bai Luo and said that, as long as he took them, his body would be fine in a while. Hearing what the elder said, Bai Luo still believed the elder. He took the pills from the elder's hand, put them in his mouth, and ate them. Since the elder said that he would be fine after a while, Bai Luo ate it without asking any more questions. No matter what the reason was, it was fine, as long as he could get better. Thank you, elder. After taking the pills, Bai Luo expressed his gratitude to the elder. After all, he helped him. Chapter 504, Kind Reminder. Half an hour later, Bai Luo felt that his physical condition had almost recovered. The splitting headache he had felt before had dissipated a lot. Because Bai Luo had hallucinated because of the pain before, and now he was in a much better state. Bai Luo opened his eyes and looked around. Then he saw Ao Angzu's worried look. Ao Angzu, who was standing by, saw that Bai Luo's complexion had finally improved a little, and then hurried forward to ask Bai Luo about his current condition. How is it? Bai Luo, are you feeling better? Bai Luo shook his head and found that his condition was not as bad as before. He was also afraid that Ao Angzu would worry about him. Although there was still a strange feeling in his head, Bai Luo tried to look more relaxed when he spoke. After all, the expression on Ao Angzu's face was not good. He also knew that his condition was very critical at the time, so Bai Luo was still worried that Ao Angzu would worry about him. Then Bai Luo smiled and then stood up staggeringly. It seems to be much better. I don't feel that my head hurts that much anymore. After hearing Bai Luo's words, Ao Angzu couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. After all, the expression on Bai Luo's face at that time was too ugly. I couldn't help much at the time, so I could only worry. It happened that the elder came back with some pills. Ao Angzu was worried that the elder would have other intentions, but now it seems that the elder really wants to help them. So Ao Yangzu turned around and looked at the elder next to him and then nodded to the elder. Thank you very much for this matter, elder. If it weren't for your pills, I don't know what to do with Bai Luo now. Bai Luo, who was on the side, naturally heard what Ao Yangzu said, and he also knew that it was indeed the elder who helped him in this matter. Although Bai Luo had an unpleasant quarrel with the elder before, Bai Luo was not such a grudge. Now Bai Luo has not formally thanked the elder, so Bai Luo did it at this time, in front of such an elder. Then he thanked the elder in front of him very seriously. Thank you very much for this. In return, you can play here for a few more hours this time. I cannot limit your time. After all, this time is really thanks to you. If you hadn't helped me, I might not know whether I was dead or alive now. After that, Bai Luo pointed to the computer beside him and then said to Ao Yangzu beside him. Then Ao Yangzu, please help this elder to turn on this computer so that he can have a good time today. As for the cost, don't count it. Just think of it as our thanks to this elder. Ao Yangzu naturally had no objection. So Ao Yangzu smiled and nodded and then helped the elder to turn on the computer. In fact, when this elder first helped Bai Luo, he didn't think about asking for any benefits. The elder just saw that Bai Luo's expression was really ugly, and he really didn't hate this young man. Later, he directly lent a hand. Although he and Bai Luo had a bad quarrel because of the spirit stone before, the elder would not resent them because of this matter. Because every place has its own rules. Although he didn't mean to default on his debt, he didn't have enough spirit stones on him. So the elders didn't think they did anything wrong, and they didn't blame them for the last incident. After hearing Bai Luo invite him to use these computers for free, the elders were naturally very happy. He thought he shouldn't be able to use the computer this time, but he didn't expect that chance would give him this opportunity again. The elders naturally wanted to continue using the computer because his skills had not improved for a long time. Although he said that his cultivation had reached a certain level, it became more and more difficult as he practiced. Later, he just came to this internet cafe with a try and see attitude. At that time, many people praised this place as magical, and the elders didn't believe it at first. But he didn't expect that just playing here would increase his skills a lot after death. This made the elders feel very magical. Later, the elders also felt that they could really make good use of this mechanism, and maybe they could break through their own limits. This is a height that they can't reach with normal cultivation. So after hearing Bai Luo's words, the elders were not hypocritical at all. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus underscore. Then he looked at Bai Luo and laughed. Thank you very much for this matter, brother. Next time I come, I will definitely bring enough spiritual stones, otherwise there will be such a fuss again in the future. Bai Luo now has a much better impression of this elder, so he didn't take that matter to heart. Then he nodded. It's a deal. I will rely on you to do business in our internet cafe in the future. After all, the store is still newly opened, and the customer flow is still a little less. After saying this, Bai Luo unconsciously looked behind him a few times. I don't know why, Bai Luo always feels that someone is looking at him from behind. Although he has looked back several times, he didn't find any trace of that person. It seems that there is no one behind him. But this feeling is always very strange. He always feels that someone is staring at his back from behind, which is a very bad feeling. After that, when Bai Luo spoke, he quickly turned his eyes back, but there was still nothing behind him. The elder standing in front of Bai Luo also noticed that something was wrong with Bai Luo, thinking that Bai Luo was still worried about something. So he took the initiative to ask, Bai Luo, is there anything you haven't dealt with yet? Why do I feel like you're quite flustered? If you need any help, you can come to me. After hearing the elder's words, Bai Luo also smiled bleakly. He was thinking about some problems in his mind, but in the end he shook his head. It's not that he was wary of the elder, but it was useless to tell him about Bai Luo's incident. So Bai Luo rejected it. It's nothing, you don't have to worry about it. Ao Yangzu has already turned on the computer for you, so you can use this computer quickly. I believe it will definitely increase your skills. The computer next to it was indeed turned on, and then the elder also took a few glances at the computer. although the elder really enjoyed the feeling of his skills rising. But he was not in a hurry, because he felt that Bai Luo's current state was not very good, thinking that Bai Luo had encountered something. Chapter 505, A Changed Person. After that, the elder looked at Bai Luo in front of him, and found that there were some small bumps on Bai Luo's body. After seeing this, the elder's face was not good, because he felt that Bai Luo's condition was not quite right, so he felt even more strange after seeing this. Then the elder quickly pointed at Bai Luo's arm, and then quickly said to Bai Luo, "You have so many small bumps on your arm, could it be the sequel of what happened just now?" Bai Luo didn't realize that there were so many small bumps on his body, and he saw them after hearing the elder's reminder. Bai Luo frowned, and didn't say much, just put down his sleeves. It seems that there is nothing wrong with him. The elder on the other side saw that Bai Luo didn't seem to want to be treated, and then he immediately said, "This is not a good thing. I think it should be treated as soon as possible. Although it should be troublesome to treat, if you don't take care of it, these lumps will always be there. I always think that these are a hidden danger, so I advise you to treat them quickly." After hearing the elder's words, Bai Luo did not express his opinion immediately. He hesitated for a while and shook his head. "This is not necessary, and I have a free measure of this matter in my heart, so you don't need to worry about it." The elder did not leave immediately, because he felt that this matter was not simple, and now Bai Luo has so many lumps on his body. How could it be such a coincidence? He felt that Bai Luo should pay attention to it. On the other side, Gao Yangzu seemed to have noticed the situation here, and then hurried over. He originally thought that there should be nothing wrong here. After all, Bai Luo's injuries are almost healed now. But he didn't expect to see Bai Luo and the elder still arguing. So he wanted to come over to see what happened here. "What's wrong with you? Did something happen again?" The elder was a little helpless. He knew that he couldn't persuade Bai Luo, so he wanted to tell Yangzu about this. Then the elder told Yangzu about the small bumps he found on Bai Luo. After Yangzu, who was standing by, learned about this, she also felt that what the elder said was indeed correct. After all, the current situation is special. Bai Luo actually had so many inexplicable small bumps on his body at this time. Gao Yangzu also felt that things were definitely not that simple. So Yangzu also followed to persuade Bai Luo. "Otherwise, let's let the elder take a look at you. After all, we are not very familiar with the local customs and practices here. Since we are not sure what these bumps are now, I think we can let the elder help us take a look. In the end, there may still be a direction, which is better than knowing nothing now." But Bai Luo seemed very stubborn today. After hearing what Yangzu said, he still did not express anything. After a moment of silence, Bai Luo was still stubborn. "I've said I don't need it. My body is mine. I know whether I need to take care of my body or not. So you don't need to worry about it. If I really feel uncomfortable, I will treat it myself." Bai Luo's tone was very cold when he said this. Gao Yangzu, who was standing by, didn't realize that Bai Luo would suddenly become so stubborn, because Bai Luo used to be very easy to talk to, but today, Bai Luo was particularly difficult to talk to about this matter. This made Yangzu, who was standing by, a little confused, but she couldn't say anything more now. After all, Bai Luo had already said so. If she stayed alone, she might anger Bai Luo. So Yangzu could only wave her hand helplessly, and then looked at the elders standing by. Since Bai Luo has already said so, there is no need for us to say anything more. Bai Luo should have his own considerations in his heart. "Elder, you don't have to be too anxious. Since Bai Luo himself said that there was nothing wrong, you should hurry up and use these computers. After all, time waits for no one." Seeing them say this, the elders had no other choice. Although the elders wanted to help them, they didn't want them to help. Then the elders sat in front of the computer. The computer was the same as before. Although the elders were just playing some small games on it, they could clearly feel that the spiritual power in their bodies had become abundant. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR released this novel for the first time. This feeling made the elders feel very relieved. But as their magic power increased, the elders also felt another breath. After realizing this, the elders always felt that someone was watching them around. And the elders felt that this feeling was very real and not something they imagined. After realizing this, the elders went to the side to find Bai Luo. They had noticed it just now, but it was not so obvious at the time. But now the elders are almost certain that there must be someone watching them secretly around. So now the elders are so determined to come over and talk to Bai Luo about this matter. The elders walked to Bai Luo's side and then expressed their feelings. I feel like there are people around here who are silently watching us. In fact, I'm almost certain of it. The elder's expression was very serious, and he didn't mean to joke at all. Bai Luo, who was on the other side, looked around with some vigilance after hearing the elder's words. In fact, he had already had this feeling before. But at that time, Bai Luo was not sure and just felt that his idea was a bit strange. But he didn't expect the elder to talk to him about this matter at this time. So Bai Luo felt that this matter should not be so simple. But Bai Luo is not so worried now. Although he doubted his idea at the beginning, for safety reasons, Bai Luo has set up some traps around. If something really happens at that time, these traps can also help Bai Luo and others catch those who are secretly watching them. After hearing the elder's words, Bai Luo also said to the elder on the side, if that's true, then I think there should be someone around. I'm not sure before, but I have set up some traps here. However, I don't know if these traps can restrict them. After all, time is limited, and I did it rather carelessly. Hearing this, the elder frowned. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 506, Unkind Visitors. Then I think we should be careful. After all, we don't know where those people come from. It would be bad if we suffer this loss. After hearing the elder's words, Bai Luo saw Iangzu busy at the side. After all, it is basically certain that there are indeed people around them who are monitoring them. So Bai Luo walked directly to Iangzu and told her about his discovery. Iangzu, I just discussed with the elders. We all think it is very likely that someone is monitoring us around, so it is not safe here now. Although we have taken some preventive measures, we cannot guarantee whether this will work. So you should hide now, otherwise you may be in danger. Iangzu did not expect that there were people monitoring them around, so she was shocked. But how could Iangzu hide by herself in this situation? After all, everyone is in the same team, so why do you hide yourself when something happens? Iangzu could never say such a thing, so she directly denied Bai Luo's statement. No, we are all in the same team. How can I let you face them here alone? I'm hiding by myself. This is really too cowardly. Bai Luo frowned. Although he knew that Iangzu really wanted to help them, now was not the time to show off. If something unexpected really happened, Bai Luo would not be able to protect Iangzu. Don't be stubborn anymore. The main reason is that we don't know the current situation very well. If something really happened, I'm afraid we can't protect you. And we will definitely handle this matter well. You don't have to worry too much about our safety. Iangzu didn't seem to listen to Bai Luo's advice. She still rejected Bai Luo very firmly. If it was before, I might really move, but this time I will definitely not hide. I can't hold you back every time. Just when Bai Luo wanted to continue to persuade Iangzu, he heard some noises around him. Then there were hidden arrows shot at them. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo also reacted quickly and finally pulled Iangzu aside. Then, the place where they were just now was suddenly filled with several sharp swords. Bai Luo didn't expect these people to be so quick to act. Bai Luo thought that these people should be able to keep their composure. Unexpectedly, they wanted to kill them now. Sure enough, the situation was not that simple. Before Bai Luo and his friends could recover, some hidden barrows appeared around them. Because the previous preparations were not sufficient, Bai Luo still had some difficulty in dealing with more, and he had to protect Iangzu who was beside him all the time. This also made Bai Luo a little overwhelmed, and he was almost stabbed by those hidden barrows many times. The elder who was playing on the computer just now also noticed the situation here. After seeing that the situation on Bai Luo's side was not optimistic, the elder also stood up quickly. I saw that several other sharp swords rushed directly to Bai Luo's side. After the elder saw this situation, he didn't think much about it, and then directly helped Bai Luo to resist the sharp swords shot at them. Half a quarter of an hour later, Bai Luo, who was standing behind the elder, also felt that this matter was indeed very strange. Although the elders have helped Bai Luo and his friends to resist most of the hidden arrows, it is not a long-term solution. After all, they don't know how many people are hiding in the dark and want to attack them. And Bai Luo doesn't know where these people came from, and now he is trapped here for no reason. Although there seems to be no movement around now, Bai Luo still can't let go. He always feels that there are other people waiting for him around, and this matter is not so easy to end. Thinking of this, Bai Luo looked at the elders and our Yangzu around him, and then tightened his sword in his hand. You stay here first. I will go around to check the situation and see who wants to attack us. Otherwise, if these people around are not cleared, I dare not let the guests stay here. After all, this place is too dangerous. We don't know where those people came from. I will go to meet them now. After saying this, Bai Luo planned to go there directly to check the situation, but he was stopped by Yangzu before he took 2 steps. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus underscore. In fact, Ao Yangzu also knew what Bai Luo was worried about, but Ao Yangzu did not think it was a wise choice to investigate this matter at this time. Because they knew nothing about the people around them. And because those people were well prepared, Ao Yangzu had no idea whether there would be any traps waiting for them there. In the end, they wanted to lead them there and catch them all in one fell swoop. Bai Luo, I think you should calm down a little bit. Don't be too impulsive. Although I know that these people definitely have other purposes, it will not work, even if you go there now. I think those people are not that easy to deal with, so we should rush to the memory. As for how long it will take to pull them out, let's see how things develop later. The elder on the side also nodded. He felt that Bai Luo was indeed a little impulsive. Although they were indeed calculated by those people just now, it would not be good for them to rush over without hesitation now. Because they didn't know who was waiting for them there. If they ran over so impulsively now, they might be counterattacked and fall into their trap. I think what our Yangzu said is indeed correct. We should discuss what to do next now, instead of going to them so impulsively. We should plan carefully, otherwise we may get ourselves into trouble in the end. After listening to the 2 people's words, Bai Luo calmed down a little. He was so impulsive before, just because the people around him were really bullying. Now they actually found his internet cafe directly. The hidden arrows just now also destroyed a lot of their side, and also caused a lot of losses. In addition, Bai Luo now feels very angry. Just when Bai Luo felt that he was indeed impulsive, he planned to discuss with our Yangzu and others how to rescue those people around who wanted to plot against them. Who knew that Bai Luo was just about to put down his sword, and then a group of people rushed over, and this group of people rushed over from the surroundings. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo also knew that something was wrong, and finally he tightened his sword again. Chapter 507, The Other Party's Origin. Because no matter how he looked at it, Bai Luo knew that this group of people must have come with bad intentions. Who are you? What do you want to do? After hearing what Bai Luo said, this group of people couldn't help but smile. The expressions on their faces looked very contemptuous. Then they looked at Bai Luo in front of them, and then revealed their intentions without any concealment. What do we want to do? Of course, we are here to take your lives. After saying this, the man continued. Do you think you are done like this? You will never have a good life in the future. Anyway, I will not let you go easily, so you should keep your tails between your legs in the future. This is a naked provocation. Bai Luo is not a person who can swallow his anger. After hearing this, he rushed over with a sword. Since this matter was done by you, don't blame us for being rude. Anyway, we can't eat these losses for nothing. We must get them back from you. These people didn't react at all. Just when Bai Luo thought that his sword was going to stab them, unexpectedly, these people suddenly disappeared in front of him. The speed of disappearance was so fast that Bai Luo had never expected this result. He thought these people were here to cause trouble for him, but they disappeared after saying a few harsh words. Bai Luo looked around in disbelief and indeed did not find any trace of them. Where did these people go? Thinking of what those people said just now, Bai Luo felt that he could not let them go so easily, otherwise there would be endless trouble. Bai Luo also knew that these people would not give up so easily, and he must find a way to rescue them, otherwise their internet cafe business would not be easy to do in the future. Thinking of this, Bai Luo directly took the sword and wanted to rush to the side. After the elder on the side saw this situation, he immediately grabbed Bai Luo. He naturally knew what Bai Luo wanted to do, because the elder knew that Bai Luo would definitely not be able to bear this anger, and these people were indeed a little too rampant. It seemed that the words just said were just to anger Bai Luo. The elders earlier disagreed with letting Bai Luo take risks without permission, and now after seeing the situation just now, the elders on the side felt that this matter should not be so impulsive. At first, they felt that the identities of those people were unclear, and they didn't know if they were doing anything secretly, and they were worried that Bai Luo would suffer if he went. But just now, in the eyes of the elders, the strength of those people seemed to be extraordinary, because those people suddenly appeared in front of them. If the elders guessed correctly, this was most likely a teleportation method. People who can successfully practice this kind of magic must have abundant spiritual power. Anyway, these people are definitely not as simple as they think. Bai Luo, you should calm down. You must have seen these people just now. They are not so easy to deal with. If we act on our own now, I think we will probably fall into another trap. Moreover, those people's cultivation must be extraordinary. I think we should just hold back for now. Anyway, those people have disappeared. As for how to deal with them later, we will discuss it. Don't be too impulsive now. When the Thousand Faces elder advised him like this, Bai Luo was indeed a little shaken. After all, he also knew that the elder said so much just because he was worried about him, so Bai Luo could still understand the elder's good intentions. But those people had already come to the door, and the harsh words were already there. Bai Luo felt that, even if he didn't take the initiative to find them, these people would not let him go. So Bai Luo turned around and looked at the elder on the side with certainty, and then said what he thought in his heart. I have my own considerations, and these people are really bullying too much. I think we must take action, otherwise they will really think we are easy to bully. The elder on the side was about to say something else, because he felt that this was still a bit risky. But Yangzu on the side stood up at this time. The elder thought that Yangzu would help him persuade Bai Luo, but he didn't expect Yangzu to say to them this time. I can see their movement trajectory clearly just now. These people didn't use any teleportation method at all. They are just faster, but they are not as powerful as teleportation. Their strength is average, so we don't have to worry so much. After listening to Yangzu's words, the elder couldn't help but frowned. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus book bar published this novel for the first time. Although Yangzu had said this, the elder still felt that this matter was indeed very strange. Because he was watching from the side just now, but the speed was indeed very amazing at that time. Before he could react, those people had disappeared. Just when the elders wanted to say something, they didn't expect that Yangzu, who was standing in front of them just now, suddenly disappeared. This really happened suddenly, without any signs, which made Bai Luo and the elders who stayed behind look at each other in bewilderment. For a moment, they didn't know what to say. Then the two of them were still a little panicked, and then they hurried to look around the internet cafe, but still did not find any trace of Yangzu. However, as Bai Luo walked, he thought of another possibility. It is possible that Yangzu took the initiative to find trouble with those people, because Yangzu's strength is not that weak. How could she suddenly disappear? So Bai Luo also found the elders beside him at this time, and then comforted him. We don't need to worry too much. I think Aoyangzu is very likely to find trouble with those people, because Aoyangzu also said just now that those people's strength is average. I think Aoyangzu is very likely to want to handle this matter herself. But the elders on the side didn't think so, and he didn't think that Aoyangzu's strength had reached this point. Can face so many unknown forces alone. I'm not saying this to offend Aoyangzu, but I feel this way in my heart. I don't think Aoyangzu has the strength to do this. Aoyangzu disappeared too suddenly just now. It was really sold in an instant. I think it is very likely that those people just now did it again. So we must find Aoyangzu quickly now, otherwise I think Aoyangzu is in great danger. Thinking of this, the elder's expression was very ugly. He felt that this matter was too weird. The origins of those people also made the elder feel more suspicious. After hearing the elder's words, Bai Luo, who was standing aside, was also somewhat shaken in his previous thoughts. In fact, what the elder said made sense. Chapter 508 Iron Dragon Cone. After hesitating for a while, Bai Luo nodded and said, okay, then let's go find Aoyangzu quickly. I'm afraid you'll be in danger. Let's find her now, and see if we can help. Seeing that Bai Luo finally believed him, the elder couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Then he planned to take Bai Luo to look for Aoyangzu's traces around. But before he left the internet cafe, Bai Luo, who had just promised him, suddenly regretted it. Bai Luo suddenly stopped at the door and then stood still. Why don't we forget about this matter? Aoyangzu will definitely come back later. Let's wait for another hour. Don't be too anxious now. Just believe me. Bai Luo's tone was quite affirmative. But the elder on the side didn't think so, because the elder couldn't joke about human life. After all, the time when Aoyangzu disappeared was too strange. In addition, the scene just now kept appearing in front of the elder, and the elder felt that this matter could not be so simple. I think we must find Aoyangzu quickly, otherwise it will be very dangerous later. But Bai Luo seemed to have made up his mind and had no intention of looking for Aoyangzu around, and then just waved his hand. I have already said this. I said that after an hour, Aoyangzu will naturally return here very safely, so you don't have to worry about this. Hearing this, the elders on the side were also very angry at Bai Luo's words. After all, he didn't have such a good relationship with them, and he helped them before, just because they met by chance, and felt that there was some fate. But I didn't expect that. Now I kindly reminded these people, but they didn't take my advice seriously at all. And the elders couldn't understand why Bai Luo didn't go with him to find Aoyangzu now, because the current situation seemed very dangerous. Then the elders thought of a point. Could it be that Bai Luo was scared by those people just now, so now he wanted to be a turtle, and then he kept looking for excuses for not daring to do it? Thinking of this, the elders were even more angry. After all, he could see that Aoyangzu was very good to Bai Luo. Are you a man or not? Now Aoyangzu is here alone for no reason. Why don't you show any expression in front of us? Are you just going to watch Aoyangzu disappear? I don't know what you are thinking, but I think we have to do our best to find Aoyangzu anyway. Although I don't know what will happen in the future, I know that we will never find Aoyangzu if we stay here. When the elder said this, he paused involuntarily and then continued. You are really a coward. I don't know if you are doing the right thing for Aoyangzu. Although Bai Luo's face was not good, it was obvious that he was speechless after these words. But Bai Luo didn't plan to make another choice at all. He still insisted on waiting for Aoyangzu to return. Because he still had his own plan. It was not that he was afraid of death and didn't go to find Aoyangzu. But now he couldn't explain it clearly to the elder in front of him. So, Bai Luo could only close his eyes helplessly and didn't speak for a long time. Because he knew that no matter how much he said to the elder now, it would be useless. Because the elder didn't know what the points he was considering were. But as long as you know this matter in your heart, it will be fine. So Bai Luo did not intend to argue with the elders, but just listened quietly to the elders' ridicule of him. In fact, Bai Luo was quite confident. Sure enough, not long after, about 40 minutes later, Aoyangzu, who had suddenly disappeared in front of them, suddenly returned to the internet cafe. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo on the side also hurried over. The elder on the other side did not expect that Aangzu really came back by herself. He felt that this was indeed a bit too incredible, and the elder also wanted to quickly ask Aangzu what happened there. After all, those people just now did not look so easy to deal with, and Aangzu did not expect to come back so easily. The two of them walked closer and found that Aangzu had something else in her hand. It was a triangular cone-shaped object. The elder walked closer and saw what Aangzu was holding, and then he couldn't help but exclaimed, "Because this thing is very familiar to me, this thing is not simple at all." Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus underscore. What? This is actually the Iron Dragon Cone. This Iron Dragon Cone is considered a treasure. After possessing it, one can control lightning and thunder, and the strength can also skyrocket. So many people want to own such a thing. The elder had heard of this thing a long time ago, but had never seen it before. Unexpectedly, he saw this thing at this time, and in this scene, so the elder was also very curious. Aangzu, where did you go just now? And where did you get this thing? After all, this is a treasure. It's not so easy to get it. After listening to the elder's words, Aangzu was still a little hesitant, and didn't know what to say for a while. Because some things are not easy to say to the elder. Although the elder did help them in the front, they can be regarded as acquaintances. But no matter how to say it, they have not known each other for a long time, and Aangzu can't grasp this degree. She looked at Bai Luo on the side with some hesitation, wanting Bai Luo to stand up and rescue her. Bai Luo reached out his hand at this time, and then took the treasure. The elders on the side did not expect Bai Luo to do this. And this is not the end. The treasure disappeared directly in Bai Luo's hand. After all, treasures recognize their owners. Artifacts like this will automatically recognize their owners. Obviously, Bai Luo is now his recognized owner. The expression on the face of the elder on the side naturally looked very shocked, but Bai Luo did not seem to want to explain to him. Because Bai Luo also knew that it was impossible to explain it clearly in a few words. But looking at the shocked expression on the elder's face, Bai Luo still shook his head helplessly, and then pointed to the computer on the side. "You don't have to worry about things here. You should go play on the computer quickly. After all, time is limited. I hope you can make good use of it." The elder is still very curious about how the treasure was obtained, and he doesn't know what the connection between Bai Luo and the treasure is. "Can't you give me a little information? Anyway, I won't have any bad intentions. I'm just very curious." Chapter 509, the same thing. Bai Luo sighed. He really didn't want to explain this to the elder, so he continued to change the subject. "Don't worry about this. Go back and play on the computer. After all, it's useless to worry about this. I told you that you can play on the computer for free today, so you should seize the opportunity. Don't waste your time on these irrelevant things. You will regret it later." Although the elder really wanted to know the ins and outs of this matter, he knew very well that what Bai Luo said was right. Even if he knew it, what could he do? It's better to take advantage of this time to play on the computer and improve his cultivation. This is more important than anything else. The elder didn't say much and sat back in front of the computer. After all, his visit to the internet cafe this time was full of twists and turns. He didn't expect so many things to happen during this period, but he quickly got into it. Bai Luo, who was standing aside, saw that the elder finally stopped worrying about this matter and then hurried to Aangzu's side. Because Bai Luo didn't know what Aangzu was doing just now. He didn't know what happened over there. So Bai Luo also wanted to know what happened just now. Bai Luo walked to Aangzu's side at this time. He didn't think much about it, and then he spoke directly. "You should have chased those people just now. But what happened over there? I saw that you were quite fast. Have you dealt with the things over there?" After hearing Bai Luo's words, Aangzu hesitated for a moment, and a trace of tension flashed in her eyes. On the other side, Bai Luo also noticed that Aangzu seemed to be a little bit wrong, and thought that something had happened to Aangzu. Although Bai Luo has not officially fought with those people yet, Bai Luo also knows that those people don't seem to be as simple as he thought. So, Bai Luo asked with some concern, "Did something happen over there?" Don't worry too much. Anyway, you can come back safely. As for the things behind, we will find a way to solve them." After hearing Bai Luo's words, Gao Yangzu on the side also smiled. "That's not because of this incident. Those people are not that powerful. I just chased them and released my spiritual power gently. I didn't expect those people to automatically disappear. So I'm back safely now. I didn't expect that Yangzu's side was actually progressing so smoothly." But Bai Luo felt that something was wrong with this matter. He felt that those people must not be so simple. How could they be dealt with so easily in an instant? Thinking of this, Bai Luo couldn't help but look at Yangzu in front of him with some suspicion. If Yangzu could make the story more tortuous, Bai Luo might believe it, but he didn't expect Yangzu to say it so easily, which made Bai Luo feel that Yangzu was hiding something from him. But now it's not easy for him to speak, so Bai Luo just hesitated for a while and finally didn't do anything. Although Bai Luo was very suspicious, he didn't say much in the end. After all, even if he asked now, Bai Luo knew that he couldn't get anything out of it. If Yangzu really didn't want him to know something, even if he asked again and again, he believed that Yangzu would not tell him. As for what will happen next, Bai Luo felt that he could only leave it to time. "Okay, then you go and get busy. I have other things to deal with here." After saying this, Bai Luo immediately went to check the other computers. After all, those people who came with bad intentions just now also caused some damage here. Although it didn't cause any big losses in the end, some of the equipment was still affected. Bai Luo was still very worried about the situation over there. But just when Bai Luo just started to check the equipment, he found that the ground, which was very calm just now, suddenly shook. Could it be an earthquake? After encountering this situation, Bai Luo also reacted quickly. Then he slowly closed his eyes and then wanted to use his spiritual sense to observe what the cause of the earthquake here was. After all, if there was really an earthquake, Bai Luo felt that some protective measures must be taken. Otherwise, the internet cafe would also be affected. If the cause of the earthquake was known in advance, Bai Luo could also take some preventive measures in advance. But just when Bai Luo was about to use his spiritual sense to check the cause, Gao Yangzu suddenly came over from the other side. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR released this novel for the first time. She naturally discovered the situation here, but now she stopped Bai Luo. Bai Luo didn't know why Yangzu rushed out to stop him at this time, because the situation did not look optimistic. Bai Luo had to quickly determine how the earthquake occurred, then make other plans. "What are you doing? If there is really an earthquake, I think we must find a way to control all the computers in here. If we don't act quickly, we may really suffer a lot of losses. After all, our internet cafe has just opened. If the equipment inside is really affected by the earthquake, I'm afraid it will be even more difficult." Gao Yangzu on the side did not answer Bai Luo immediately, but looked at the surrounding environment nervously. Then she kept winking at Bai Luo in front of her. However, Bai Luo did not understand what Yangzu meant, but felt that the expression on Yangzu's face was very strange. He didn't understand why Yangzu didn't tell him directly. He couldn't understand what Yangzu meant, so Bai Luo's expression became even uglier. The elder who was playing on the computer just now also noticed the situation here, because the ground was shaking so much while he was playing. The elder couldn't play anymore. Although being in the internet cafe did help improve his magic power, no one could play with peace of mind in this situation. Then the elder walked to Bai Luo's side. He saw the subtle atmosphere between Bai Luo and Yangzu from a distance. However, he didn't care about these things, but said directly to Bai Luo in front of him, "Now that the situation is like this, you should quickly get something. Otherwise, you will know when the room collapses. One thing." What does this mean? Chapter 510 Yangzu's ability. Hearing what the other party said, Bai Luo had no idea what the elder was talking about. "What do you mean? Why can't you just say it? What are you bringing?" The elder did not answer Bai Luo, but shook his head and then turned and left. Bai Luo was left standing there at a loss. Why are these people so strange? Why don't they express their meaning clearly? And what exactly is that thing? This made Bai Luo even more curious. But Bai Luo didn't have the heart to care about what was going on over there, because protecting the internet cafe was the most important thing now. Finally, Bai Luo looked at Aoyangzu, who was still standing next to him. What did you want to say just now? Why do I feel like you have something to tell me? Then, Aoyangzu nodded. In fact, she didn't say it before because she was worried that what she said would be heard by the people around her. She wanted to hint to Bai Luo, but she didn't expect that Bai Luo couldn't understand what she meant. So Aoyangzu also sighed at this time and then said clearly to Bai Luo in front of her, "What I want to say is that I think this is not a natural earthquake, but someone is behind it. I have checked it in real time at the beginning, and it should not be wrong. This is completely different from ordinary earthquakes. I think it should be man-made." After listening to Aoyangzu's words, Bai Luo couldn't help but be stunned. Because he didn't expect those people to be so capable and spent so much effort to deal with him. And Bai Luo didn't know where he had offended them, and these people were still unwilling to let him go. It's really hateful. Those people deliberately tripped us up. I guess they did this just to harm us. Aoyangzu nodded. She naturally knew that those people definitely had no good intentions. But now that things have happened, and those people hiding in the dark have been unwilling to show up, so Aoyangzu didn't say much. But Bai Luo, who was standing aside, had been suppressing his emotions for a long time. After all the troubles these days were caused by them. So Bai Luo couldn't help but shout at this time. "If you have the guts, come out. Don't you really want to deal with us? Then come out in the open. Don't be sneaky behind us. What kind of man are you? If you really want to deal with me, just attack me from the front. Don't keep sticking to us like a dogskin plaster. I'm tired of it. Get out of here." After Bai Luo finished speaking, there was no movement around. But the expression on Bai Luo's face was still very ugly because he knew that there must be people around. Although those people were not angry with Bai Luo's provocative words, they still didn't want Bai Luo to get his way. After hearing Bai Luo's words, these people did not lose their temper, but hid in the dark and sneered twice. And these two laughs were not at all shy, and they were transmitted to Bai Luo's ears through the air. After hearing these two laughs, Bai Luo couldn't help but tighten the sword in his hand. Then he wanted to rush out with the sword directly, and he must settle accounts with those people. Otherwise Bai Luo would not be able to get over this hurdle in his heart. But after seeing this, Aoyangzu, who was standing by, immediately grabbed Bai Luo in front of him. Although Aoyangzu also felt that those people were very excessive, it was not the time to cause trouble for them. After all, the ground was still shaking, and some equipment in the internet cafe was also shaking. If the vibration amplitude was a little larger, it might really collapse the house. So Aoyangzu knew that the first thing to be solved now was the earthquake. Then Aoyangzu quickly said to Bai Luo in front of him, "Let's deal with the matter over there later. Now we have to think about how to prevent the internet cafe from being affected by the earthquake." Although Bai Luo was indeed very angry after listening to Aoyangzu's words, Bai Luo also felt that he was indeed a little impulsive. The most important thing now was to protect the internet cafe. After all, they came to Bizhao just to develop internet cafes, so they still have to be clear about what is important. Then Bai Luo nodded. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 = 9 plus BOOK_BAR published this novel for the first time. He naturally noticed that the vibration of the ground was getting more and more serious, and he had to deal with it quickly. But if it was really man-made, then he had no way to stabilize the shaking ground now. Because those people would like the internet cafe to be damaged, how could they stop on their own initiative? Then he thought about it, and then used his magic power to build a protective shield around the internet cafe. However, the effect was still very significant. Although Bai Luo did consume a lot of magic power after building this protective shield, Bai Luo could clearly feel that the fighting in the internet cafe had been reduced a lot, and the equipment inside was not shaky. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Then he found that he didn't need to put so much thought into protecting the internet cafe. So Bai Luo looked around at this time because he knew that there must be someone hiding in the dark around. If these people are not caught one day, they will not let them go, and they will definitely play some tricks behind their backs. Anyway, as long as they can't operate normally, it's fine. This is really disgusting. At that time, I really couldn't bear it, so I took my sword and walked to the other side. Gao Yangzu, who was standing by, saw this and immediately stopped Bai Luo. It was not that Yangzu did not want Bai Luo to cause trouble for them, but she had a better way. Don't worry, after all, those people are hiding in the dark now, and we don't know where they are hiding, but I have a way to find them out now. Just give me some time. We must not act on impulse now, otherwise it will be difficult to deal with them if they run away. Although Bai Luo was still very angry after hearing Yangzu's affirmative words, Bai Luo could not say anything more. After all, Yangzu did not seem to be comforting herself. In fact, Yangzu had been paying attention to the surrounding situation just now, and she naturally heard the sneers coming from the surroundings after Bai Luo finished speaking. Because Yangzu had made preparations in advance, she could locate the location of those sounds in advance through those sounds. Thinking of this, the expression on Yangzu's face also looked very happy. Chapter 511, The Elder's Invitation. Because she knew that she could pull those people out soon. Then Yangzu slowly closed her eyes, and then a golden light appeared around her, and the golden light surrounded Yangzu. Then Yangzu quickly determined the position of the person hiding in the dark. These Yangzu became the past at this time, and the person also ran out at this time. But it was obvious that the person did not react at all, so his eyes were looking at Yangzu in front of him fiercely. After Bai Luo saw the person who escaped, his expression was a little complicated. Because he felt that he seemed to have seen this person before. After all, he felt very familiar. But no matter how hard he recalled, he couldn't think of what the person's name was. The familiar and indescribable feeling really made people uncomfortable, so Bai Luo's brows were always frowned. When the elder on the other side saw this situation, he saw that Yangzu had pulled the person out. After that, he directly picked up his weapon and attacked the person in front of him. But the man did not fight back, but kept dodging the elder's attack very flexibly. Bai Luo, who was standing by, just watched. Through this process of observation, Bai Luo also found that the man's strength was indeed unpredictable. Because that man never fought back, and he had been using his flexible movements to avoid other people's attacks on him. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo couldn't stand it anymore. After all, if he didn't take action again, he was afraid that those people would run away again. So Bai Luo slowly closed his eyes and then began to recite a spell in his mouth. The man just now seemed to think that Bai Luo had given in. After all, he had done so much for Bai Luo, and he didn't want Bai Luo to have an easy time. But Bai Luo had been standing by for so long without any action. And now he just stood there, not daring to do anything, and could only recite some spells in his mouth. So this man also laughed at Bai Luo mercilessly. Aren't you very capable? How come you give in so easily? And you only dare to hide behind others? Are you still a man? It's really ridiculous. It's true that you are completely different in front of people and behind people. But Bai Luo on the other side ignored this man at all, because he didn't intend to let him go. After he finished reciting the spell in his mouth, Bai Luo's magic power reached its peak at this moment. Finally, Bai Luo rushed over at a very fast speed. When the man reacted, Bai Luo had already appeared directly in front of him. Then, before he could react, he was knocked to the ground by Bai Luo's palm. Seeing that things were not going well, the man wanted to turn around and run away, but he didn't expect that Yangzu on the side had been paying attention to their every move. When he saw that the man wanted to run away, Yangzu also rushed over with her magic weapon, and then directly put the magic weapon on the man's neck. You'd better behave yourself, or I won't be so good-tempered when the time comes. If I want your life, I'll take your life, so you'd better not play any tricks. After seeing this situation, the man knew that he could not escape. Because his life was completely in the hands of Bai Luo and others, the man did not dare to say anything more. Bai Luo, who was standing aside, immediately stepped forward after seeing this situation. After all, this man has been subdued, so he came here to ask about the situation. Because he didn't think this matter was that simple, he wanted to see who was behind this matter. But just as Bai Luo walked in front of this man, he suddenly disappeared. Bai Luo looked at the scene in front of him in disbelief. After all, this man was in front of him just now, and now he suddenly disappeared. And Bai Luo and others were watching from the side, which caught Bai Luo and others off guard. I thought I had finally caught this man, but I didn't expect that I would fail in the end. Then Bai Luo looked around unwillingly, but he did not find any trace of the man. Damn it. Gao Yangzu, who was standing by, did not expect that such a living person would suddenly disappear in front of her, so her expression was not good. She thought they had done it perfectly, but she did not expect that these people had such a skill. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR released this novel for the first time. But why is this? Could it be that these people really mastered the art of teleportation? If these people can always come and go without a trace, then we don't know how long it will take to deal with them. After all, if they can't beat us, they can just escape directly and then come here quietly. Anyway, we have to be tortured by them all the time. Bai Luo, who was standing by, naturally thought of such a thing. After all, they thought they could find those people before, which was very good. But they did not expect that those people have been caught by themselves now, and they did not expect that they still ran away in the end. Moreover, Bai Luo and his friends have no way to deal with these people now. But it is useless to be anxious now, so Bai Luo did not say much. Because he had no solution at all, Bai Luo just sighed and said to Yangzu beside him, "Let's leave it at that for now. Anyway, they probably won't come back today." Gao Yangzu didn't say much. Then the internet cafe returned to normal, and the elders also played on the computer in the internet cafe. In the process of using the computer, the elders also discovered the benefits of the internet cafe. And what made the elders even more excited was that he found that Bai Luo didn't seem to know that there were such benefits in staying in the internet cafe. So this also made the elders think about things they shouldn't have. If this internet cafe was his, then he should have what he wanted by then. After all, staying in the internet cafe can be regarded as improving his cultivation. After using the computer, the elders also kept their eyes on Bai Luo beside him. After hesitating for a long time, the elders still walked straight to Bai Luo's side. Bai Luo on the other side didn't expect the elders to come to him at this time. After all, he had given the elders so many discounts, and now he should take advantage of the time to have fun. "What's wrong with you? You were playing on the computer. Why did you suddenly come to me again? Did something happen over there?" After hearing Bai Luo's words, the elder also shook his head quickly. "Of course, there is nothing wrong. I came here this time just to discuss something with you. I think you are really good, so I want to invite you to come back to our mountain to have a good talk. It would be best if you can cooperate with us." Chapter 512, The Elder's Thoughts. After thinking of many possibilities, Bai Luo did not expect that this person would come to discuss these things with him. Now that these internet cafes have just opened, Bai Luo also knows that his foundation is not stable, and there are many things that he needs to deal with himself. Bai Luo himself is not a person who is ambitious. He knows that one must do things step by step, and it is impossible to achieve success overnight. So Bai Luo directly rejected the request of the person in front of him. "Forget it, I have no interest in this matter. If you want to visit the internet cafe, we welcome you at any time. Just bring enough money. As for other things, we don't need to consider them." I didn't expect Bai Luo to refuse so firmly, but the elder would not give up so easily, because he now knew how many benefits this internet cafe had. So the elder said another idea. "You said you came all the way here to open an internet cafe, isn't it just to make money? I have a very good suggestion. Anyway, you are leaving your hometown here, so I will just buy your internet cafe. Don't worry, the money in it will never be bad for you, so you won't lose anything in this deal." After Bai Luo heard what this person said, he hesitated for a while. After all, he came here just to make money. If this person is really willing to buy the internet cafe at a high price, they can indeed go back, and they have another internet cafe over there. But just when Bai Luo was still hesitating, the voice of the system rang in his heart. You can't sell the internet cafe. Otherwise, you don't need to come to me for anything in the future. This is our game rule. You must not violate it. The voice of the system was very serious, and Bai Luo knew that the system was definitely not joking with him. Moreover, Bai Luo felt that his idea just now was a bit dangerous. After all, he didn't even know what the other party was thinking. If he was really cheated by them at that time, it might be too late for you to regret it. So Bai Luo finally refused. Don't think about this matter. If you really want to use the internet cafe, just bring some money to the internet cafe every time. As for the high price of purchasing the internet cafe, I will not agree. Bai Luo's tone was very firm, and it seemed that he had no intention of giving in. The elder persuaded Bai Luo for a long time, but Bai Luo did not give in at all. In the end, the elder was helpless and returned to the sect directly after using the computer. But he didn't think that this matter could be played like this because he was unwilling to give up the internet cafe. The elder felt that he could still work harder. If he could really get one Bai, it would be great. Since he couldn't handle this matter with his own strength now, the elder should not think about asking someone to help. Then the elder explained the matter to his colleagues, hoping that they could work with him to find a way to get one Bai. But this group of people were really a group of old foxes, and they were also half believing and half doubting after hearing the elder's words. You are not deliberately trying to bluff me, are you? How could there be such a good place? The person who led the shouting obviously did not believe the elder's words. However, the elder knew these people very well. Although these people did not agree on the surface, they just did not know the benefits. If they knew that this internet cafe could bring so many benefits, they would definitely rush to cooperate with him. So the elder just paused for a moment and then immediately said, anyway, I have already put my words here. It is up to you whether you believe it or not. That internet cafe is really extraordinary. I have experienced it in it. If we can take over the internet cafe, then we will be the only one in the entire northern Zhao region. Although it may cost more money and manpower in the front, there will definitely be a lot of benefits in the future. Isn't this much better than being a few elders here? The elder's words were indeed very touching. These people did sense the taste of money in the elder's words. Although they still didn't quite believe the elder before, they couldn't help but be moved when they heard the elder say this. Are you telling a lie? If the internet cafe is so magical, shouldn't you want to take it all by yourself? Why did you come to us to cooperate? These people are indeed elders with some brains. Of course, they don't want to share this bowl of soup with them. But now the situation is different. It is impossible to achieve the goal by relying on one's own strength. That's why the elders chose this method. Even if they really have to share the benefits with these people in the future, it is better than not getting any benefits at all. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR first releases this novel. Good brothers should share together, and we are family members anyway. When this thing is really completed, there will definitely be benefits in the future. Those people were stunned by what the elder said. But in the end, they were still a little worried, so they proposed to go to the internet cafe to take a look. The elders naturally knew what these people were worried about. They were just wondering whether what they said was true. After all, these people are old hands, and the elders also knew that when they talked about the functions of the internet cafe before, they were indeed magical. In the past, the elders would not have believed that there was such a powerful effect. Playing in it can improve one's magic power, which is a shortcut for those who practice immortality. I believe that some ordinary people also hope to be influenced by this. In order to let these people help him, the elders also agreed very readily. Then, they took some money and took these people to the internet cafe to experience it. These people didn't believe some of the elders' words at first, but they didn't expect that what the elders said was true. After coming out, those people also pulled the elders aside in disbelief. They just played in it just now, but they didn't expect that their spiritual power would really improve. This is really amazing. We clearly didn't do anything, but we didn't expect that our age would increase so much now. If we can practice in it every day, I think we will achieve something soon. After all, my spiritual power has not been broken through for a long time. I didn't expect it to be improved now. It really shocked me. Seeing these people's smiles, the elders also smiled with satisfaction. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 513, The Elder's Thoughts, Part 2. After all, seeing their reactions like this made him feel relieved. So what are you thinking now? I believe everyone has seen how powerful this internet cafe is. If we can really take over this internet cafe, we will surely benefit from it in the future. After experiencing it for a while, they did get a lot of benefits from it. And they also felt that the elders' proposal was really good. If they really took over the internet cafe, they could not only improve their cultivation, but also make money through the internet cafe. So these people hit it off and decided to unite to deal with Bai Luo. The elder had already planned some things in his mind. When he saw that everyone decided to act together with him, he immediately said what he thought in his heart. I have observed it in advance. Although Bai Luo and his people are indeed rich, they have no backing behind them. They are not locals at all, so we don't have to worry about offending him and whether it will cause any bad effects. When he said this, the elder couldn't help but sneer. If he disappears for no reason, no one will bother about it. No one will suspect us. After listening to the elder's words, everyone knew what the elder meant. It was nothing more than killing Bai Luo. It was just a murder to silence him. However, these people would do anything for their own interests. The elder knew that Bai Luo would never sell the internet cafe to them, so he didn't come up with this method. After seeing the expressions on everyone's faces, you can know that this matter should be successful. So he immediately made a decision. He decided on this matter. I will find the killer at that time. Anyway, they will not be able to escape. These people didn't say much, but their faces were still very excited. On the other side, Bai Luo didn't know that such a thing had happened here. He had already rejected the elder's request, so he thought that the matter had come to an end. He didn't know that someone had planned everything and was waiting to kill him tonight. So Bai Luo was still happily running the internet cafe. However, Bai Luo and his friends still had something to worry about, because the internet cafe they were in had just opened not long ago, and there weren't many customers inside. There were only a few people coming and going. So Bai Luo sighed helplessly, and then said to Yangzu, who was standing beside him, "Why are there still so few customers in the internet cafe? It really makes me worried." Yangzu's expression was not good either, and she seemed to be worried about this matter. I don't know why. Our publicity is quite good, but why is there no one coming? Logically speaking, it shouldn't be like this. Bai Luo waved his hand and then said a little helplessly, "Maybe most people don't believe it. After all, no one knows whether this internet cafe can be as good as others say, so everyone is still a little worried. I think as long as they come once, they won't be able to bear to come a second time." Yangzu nodded. She felt that what Bai Luo said was indeed right. Just when the two were still worried about this matter, a few people finally walked into the internet cafe. However, as soon as they approached, Yangzu noticed that the fire attribute on them was very strong. Yangzu noticed it just when they arrived at the door. So Yangzu also quickly said to Bai Luo beside him, "I don't know where these people came from, but the Mars attribute on them is actually quite strong." Bai Luo nodded and finally didn't say anything more. After all, these people just looked a little suspicious and they didn't do anything at all. So Bai Luo still walked forward. "Excuse me, are you here to consume in the internet cafe? If you have any needs, just tell me, but we have rules here in the internet cafe. If you want to use our computers, you must pay first." Bai Luo was still afraid that these people were here to cause trouble, so he told them the rules here in advance. However, after listening to Bai Luo's words, these people also honestly handed over a bag of money, and there was no intention to cause trouble. When Bai Luo saw this situation, he couldn't help but sigh in the end. Then he quickly said to Yangzu beside him, Yangzu, then you should quickly take them to turn on the computer. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR published this novel for the first time. Yangzu also nodded quickly and then took them in. These people really didn't cause any trouble. After Yangzu helped them turn on the computer, these people sat in front of the computer honestly. In the end, Bai Luo didn't care about them anymore. Because he was worried that they would come here for this matter, but he didn't expect that these people were normal customers. However, he didn't rest here for long, and then he saw a group of people running in. And this group of people took swords and chopped at Bai Luo without saying a word. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo also quickly stepped back a few steps. But the expression on his face was not good. He didn't know what these people were doing here. Who are you? What do you want to do here? When these people heard Bai Luo's words, they couldn't help but laugh. It doesn't matter who we are, but we are here to take your life. After saying these words, these people attacked Bai Luo again. After seeing this situation, the few people who were playing on the computer just now also helped Bai Luo without hesitation. However, these people's abilities are still very good. Although the people who came to trouble Bai Luo just now were indeed more in number. But I didn't expect that these people's strength was indeed stronger than those people. Soon, those who came to trouble him were repelled. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo also hurried forward. Thank you very much this time. The time wasted just now doesn't count. You should go back to play on the computer. These people are quite friendly. After listening to Bai Luo's words, they smiled and shook their heads. There is no need to be so anxious about this, but these people will definitely not give up so easily. Although they were beaten away by us this time, they may come to trouble again later. However, Bai Luo also felt that this matter was indeed very strange. After all, he had never really made enemies with anyone since he came here. He didn't expect these people to come to trouble him. Chapter 514, Bai Batian's Opposition. To be honest, I don't know where these people come from. They want to kill me as soon as they come. I don't know what they want to do. In fact, Bai Luo had already communicated with these people before. He knew that this group of people were all from the Fire Dragon Gate. Although Bai Luo had never heard of these people before, he at least knew their origins. The one in the group was a big brother named Bai Batian. After hearing what Bai Luo said, Bai Batian immediately gave his own suggestions. In fact, our place is indeed not very peaceful. After all, it has always been controlled by a few families. If you really want to run this internet cafe well, and don't want others to cause trouble, I think you must find a backer, so that others dare not make a move. Otherwise, in a good place like yours, everyone wants to get involved. After all, everyone who has been here knows that, if this internet cafe is really taken away, there will definitely be many benefits in the future. After Bai Batian finished speaking, he was also thoughtful. In fact, he could probably guess who was behind the action. After all, those people just now looked very familiar. Although he couldn't recognize faces, the elders were very clear about some of the techniques. Bai Luo on the other side didn't think he needed to find a backer. He just thought these people were not coming for Wang Bai, but to kill him. So he didn't think too much. Moreover, Bai Luo couldn't trust Bai Batian and the others wholeheartedly now. After all, he didn't think there was a free lunch in the world, nor did he think they would be so kind to help him. There must be some purpose behind it. Forget about finding a backer. As for this matter, we will also take good precautions, and thank you very much today. After all, it was you who helped me drive them away. Bai Batian didn't expect Bai Luo to reject him directly like this. He wanted to say more afterwards, but finally gave up. Because he already had some other ideas in his mind. Okay, but I think you have to think about this matter carefully. If you really want to find a backer, you are welcome to come to us. Our Fire Dragon Gate is quite powerful in this area. If you really want to find shelter, we can indeed provide help. After saying this, Bai Batian also left with a group of people. On the other side, Bai Luo looked at the backs of these people and fell into silence. He seemed to think that this matter was not so simple. When these people said these words just now, it was indeed a bit strange. but now Bai Luo couldn't guess anything. After all, many things had no result. But Bai Luo was sure that there were definitely many people involved behind this. On the other side, Bai Batian went directly to Lian Pavilion after leaving the internet cafe. After all, Lian Pavilion is now very arrogant. If Lian Pavilion gives the internet cafe to the bulls again this time, it is possible that there will be lawlessness in the future. Bai Batian didn't want to see this happen under his nose. After all, if Lian Pavilion really took away the internet cafe, the fire dragons would have a harder and harder time. Moreover, Bai Batian could see that Lian Pavilion was behind this. So after leaving the internet cafe, Bai Batian rushed to Lian Pavilion. He wanted to meet those old foxes. After Bai Batian came to Lian Pavilion and saw the elders, he spoke directly. You are the ones behind this. We happened to be in the internet cafe today, so we saw the people you sent to cause trouble. But we happened to be there, so we helped to deal with your people. Bai Batian had naturally received the news from there and knew who had ruined this matter. They had obviously planned it, but they didn't expect that the people from the Fire Dragon Gate would interfere. So Bai Batian was naturally very upset. After all, such a good opportunity was in front of him, but in the end it was ruined by someone. Bai Batian didn't take the Fire Dragon Gate seriously, but he didn't expect these people to want to get involved. However, the elders knew them very well. If there was no benefit, they would not help. Soon, the two groups saw through each other's thoughts. After all, they all knew that the internet cafe was definitely a good place. If they could really take the internet cafe, the strength of both sides would definitely increase greatly. So both teams wanted to take the internet cafe. Then the elder said directly, I advise you not to meddle in other people's business. Otherwise, if you are really hurt by mistake, don't come to our door to cause trouble. We don't have time to accompany you there. After hearing this, Bai Batian on the side couldn't help but sneer. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR published this novel. He couldn't ignore this matter because he couldn't watch the internet cafe fall into their hands. Don't even think about it. As long as our fire dragon survives, you won't be able to get the internet cafe this way. If you have the guts, just challenge us. The elder was also very angry at Bai Batian's words. But now the facts are in front of them. Both families need the support of the internet cafe. As for who can really get one Bai, it depends on who is more capable. In the end, the people on both sides argued for a while, but finally reached a consensus. That is, no matter what, the people on both sides cannot interfere with Bai Luo's internet cafe. As for who can pull Bai Luo and his team into their own camp, it depends on their own abilities. This is also relatively fair. However, the people on both sides have made very good calculations in their hearts and naturally have other ideas in their hearts. On the other side, Bai Luo didn't know so many things had happened, and he didn't think that the two families were competing for the support of their internet cafe. So Bai Luo and his team still operated as usual, but after experiencing the last incident, Bai Luo couldn't help but keep a watchful eye. If someone comes to cause trouble, Bai Luo will take the initiative to attack. Otherwise, they will really affect the operation of his internet cafe. The day before yesterday, Bai Luo was still worried about the lack of customers in the internet cafe. Unexpectedly, there were suddenly a lot of customers in the internet cafe today. This was also something Bai Luo did not expect. So Bai Luo and our Angzu were also busy here, and they have been receiving guests here. Chapter 515, Increased Customer Flow. In this way, the internet cafe was almost full soon. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo couldn't help but smile and said to Angzu beside him, I didn't expect that we were still worried about not having enough customers here yesterday, but we didn't expect that there would be so many more people today. I think the business of our internet cafe will improve in the future. Yao Angzu also nodded, because everyone was very happy to see so many more customers in the internet cafe. Then it couldn't be better. We don't have to worry about this matter. I was worried that there would be nothing before, and I might have been thinking about how to promote it to make everyone believe that our internet cafe is really very good, but I didn't expect that so many people would suddenly come today. After saying this, Yao Angzu couldn't stand here all the time. After all, there were too many people in the internet cafe today, so Aangzu had to hurry to entertain them. Bai Luo really planned to go down to help, but he didn't expect Bai Batian to come to the internet cafe at this time. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo couldn't help but raise his eyebrows, because Bai Batian did help them yesterday, so Bai Luo's attitude towards Bai Batian was still very good. Why do you want to come to the internet cafe again today? If you want to come, just tell me, and I'll leave you a computer, but it seems that there are not enough seats now. Bai Batian smiled, and then waved his hand. In fact, after they decided to fight for Bai Luo's knowledge of the internet cafe yesterday, Bai Batian couldn't help but make more plans. After all, this matter is still very important to their Hualangman. Then Bai Batian also used his ability to help Bai Luo do a lot of publicity. That's why there are so many customers here. The Hualangman is quite famous in this area, so it's not difficult to invite so many customers. Everyone heard that the people of the old Hualangman practiced here, so naturally there are a lot of people willing to come. But Bai Batian is not a person who does good things without leaving a name. He does all these things with a purpose. It's nothing more than to get the support of Bai Luo and others later. So Bai Batian looked at the scene in the internet cafe very proudly at this time, and then took the initiative to take credit. You have a lot of customers here today, but you have to thank me. Bai Luo didn't expect Bai Batian to say this suddenly. It's not that he thinks Bai Batian's words are inappropriate, but he is just curious. He didn't react. What? After that, Bai Batian also smiled, and then continued. After I went back yesterday, I found that your internet cafe is really good, so I used some of our Fire Dragon Gate's power to help you promote it. Yesterday, I saw that there were very few customers in your store, so I think it's a pity. Look again, there are a lot more customers today, so that's the case. Bai Luo was still wondering why there were so many customers all of a sudden. Unexpectedly, there was someone helping them from behind, and it wasn't the first time that Bai Batian helped them. So Bai Luo was still very grateful to them in his heart, and then Bai Luo smiled at Bai Batian in front of him. Then I really thank you very much for this matter, especially for your help. You can play in our internet cafe today, no matter how long it takes. Bai Batian smiled, and then waved his hand. After all, he did so many things, not just to save some money. After all, he had plenty of money. He did so many things, just to win over Bai Luo. So Bai Batian hesitated for a while, and finally made his request. Why don't you hire me to work here? I think you don't have enough staff here. If I come to work here, I can definitely help you win over more customers, and my salary doesn't need to be very high. What do you think? After listening to Bai Batian's words, Bai Luo couldn't help but be a little shocked. He didn't know there was such a good thing. Meng Batian had helped him before, but he didn't expect that Bai Batian would be willing to stay and work in their internet cafe. The main reason was that they really didn't have enough staff now, and there were no stable customers. So if Bai Batian really came to work in their internet cafe, there would be a lot of benefits in the future. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK underscore BAR first published this novel. Bai Luo also smiled. It depends on you. If you really want to stay and work in our internet cafe, then I will welcome you. However, since you have helped us so much, we will definitely not treat you unfairly in terms of salary. Don't worry about that. We are not black-hearted bosses. Unexpectedly, this matter was quite easy to handle, so Bai Batian nodded with satisfaction. Then let's settle this matter. Now I'm also a member of the internet cafe. If you need me to do anything in the future, just tell me. Soon, people nearby knew that Bai Batian was working in Bai Luo internet cafe. After all, Hualangman is quite famous in this area, and they have many friends. After hearing about this new thing, many people came here. And since they came, some people also indirectly received the computers in this internet cafe. Because this internet cafe can not only relax people's body and mind, but also improve their cultivation in the process of using computers. Everyone can also find the benefits of working in an internet cafe after playing. In the past, they didn't believe that this internet cafe really had such magical effects. Unexpectedly, now it is really extraordinary. so this really brought a lot of traffic to the internet cafe. Although Bai has indeed joined them, there are still not enough people. Bai Luo was still worried about recruiting new people, but he didn't expect so many people to find him. Some of them are people he has seen before, and some are people he has never seen before. But these are not important. After all, it is very good to be able to recruit people in the end. But Bai on the side is very clear that these people are not ordinary people. They also come with a purpose. Most of them are either from the Fire Dragon Gate or the Thunder Cloud Pavilion, and the final purpose is nothing more than to win over Bai Luo. Now the business of the internet cafe is also booming, because there are more customers, and the reputation is very good. Everyone praises the internet cafe. Although there are indeed some places in their local area where they can improve their spiritual power and cultivation, the effect is not so obvious. Chapter 516. Bai words. Moreover, the price here is very affordable, and the entertainment is very strong in the process of improving cultivation. It does not require much effort, so this internet cafe has become the choice of many people with average cultivation. Bai was very happy when he worked here, and often helped Bai Luo solve a lot of troubles. After all, Bai also knew that there were definitely many people who were ready to make a move. However, after running the business for a while, Bai also found something wrong. Because the internet cafe is running very fast now, Bai also helped Bai Luo transport goods. When he replenished the goods, he found that the consumption of the internet cafe was too large, but he didn't know where these goods came from. So Bai also thought this matter was very strange, and he thought this matter was a breakthrough. So when he was purchasing goods that day, Bai took the initiative to ask Bai Luo next to him, "Where do these channels for purchasing goods come from? Why do I find that there is no such channel nearby?" After saying this, Bai next to him couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. Of course, there is no such channel for internet cafe energy here, because these goods are all supplied by the system. Bai Luo can't tell others the secrets behind this internet cafe, otherwise it may cause a lot of trouble later. After all, even if he tells them now, these people won't understand. He doesn't think that, if he tells them, they will believe the system or something like that. They will just think he is talking nonsense. And Bai Luo also knows that he can't tell them about this matter at all. So Bai Luo directly rejected Bai request. "I can't tell you about this, but I can assure you that these channels are very formal. As for where they come from, that's a secret." Bai Luo's tone was very certain, and there was no intention to discuss it. But Bai could understand why Bai Luo refused him so strongly. After all, Bai Luo relied on the internet cafe to make a living, and he couldn't take away other people's business that made money. So Bai also smiled and didn't say anything more. "Well, if that's the case, I won't ask any more questions. Anyway, it's enough to supply the consumption of the internet cafe. After all, there are so many customers now, and I'm worried that there won't be enough supply later. There's no need to worry about this. After all, the system will provide a lot of energy for me, because I have reached an agreement with the system before. The supply problem of the internet cafe later is not a big problem at all. There's nothing to worry about. I will handle everything later." On the other side, the elders of Lian Pavilion are also worried about this matter. After all, they have also planted some spies in the internet cafe, and they also think that Bai Luo's internet cafe operation procedures are very strange. After all, the effect of the internet cafe is really very good, but the price that Bai Luo and his team said is very affordable. They also have similar spirit pools in Lian Pavilion, but the price will be higher, and the effect is not as good as that of the internet cafe. Moreover, their spirit pools are not very effective for people with higher cultivation, and the price here is also higher, so their business on the spirit pool has become very bad. Because the effect is not good, they have also tried to improve the effect of the spirit pool accordingly, but in the end, it did take a lot of effort, but the final effect was not obvious. Although the cultivation level of ordinary people is now improved a little, it is very slow to improve the cultivation level of the strong. However, those who can consume the spirit pool here are probably those with higher cultivation levels, and those ordinary people naturally cannot afford it. This also puts them in a dilemma. Because they don't know how to deal with this difficulty, they finally decided to inform their leader. If this matter was in the past, it would probably be handled specifically. But later, the leader was injured, so he retreated for a long time and did not appear in the public eye. This time they had no choice, so they told the leader about this matter. I hope the leader will have a good solution. Bai Luo was waiting at the front desk of the internet cafe as usual. There were many customers in their internet cafe today, just like before. The internet cafe suddenly became lively. Just when Bai Luo lowered his head and raised his head, several people appeared in front of him. This also made Bai Luo stunned for a moment. After all, there was no one in front of him. Before he lowered his head, how come there were suddenly several people in front of him? Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR published this novel. Bai Luo didn't think his eyesight was so bad. So Bai Luo couldn't help but frown slightly, but in the end he still said politely, "Excuse me, are you guys here to spend money in the internet cafe?" After hearing Bai Luo's words, these people nodded slightly. Then they took the initiative to put some silver money on Bai Luo's table and then walked directly into the internet cafe. The money was not small, but Bai Luo also felt that these people's behavior was indeed a bit strange, so he kept watching their whereabouts. Then he found that they disappeared while walking and appeared in another place. This shocked Bai Luo very much. Why did these people behave so differently? He didn't know what these people were doing. But they had already paid the money, and it seemed that there was nothing excessive, so Bai Luo didn't negotiate with them. On the other side, Bai Batian naturally noticed the puzzled expression on Bai Luo's face, and finally stood up to explain with a smile. "You don't have to worry too much. These people are nothing more than people from the hidden sect. Their strange behavior is also related to the cultivation method they practice. You don't need to take it to heart. Just treat them as ordinary people." After hearing Bai Batian's words, Bai Luo couldn't help but feel a little confused. After all, Bai Luo had a very deep impression of the people of the hidden sect, and it was also considered a relatively large family on their side. But I didn't expect that the cultivation method practiced by such a large family would have disadvantages. Bai Luo didn't think much, and then he spoke directly. "I didn't expect that a family as large as the hidden sect would actually have disadvantages in the cultivation method they practiced. It really shocked me." If Bai Luo was indeed a little shocked by his own thoughts before, then Bai Batian couldn't help but widen his eyes after hearing Bai Luo's words just now. In fact, they do have this tradition here. You can say this, which proves that you are still very courageous. After all, except for the people from Guangming Mountain, almost every large family here has some disadvantages in the cultivation method they practice. Chapter 517. Discussion outside. Hearing this, Bai Luo was stunned, but he didn't say anything. But, it's just that each disadvantage is different. Until the other party said the follow-up words, Bai Luo, who was standing here, couldn't help but raise his eyebrows. After all, he had never heard of such a thing in the Holy Land before. This was the first time he heard of such a strange thing when he came to Bizhao. However, Bai Batian would not argue with Bai Luo, and then he took the initiative to laugh at himself. The disadvantage of the skills of our Fire Dragon sect is that after practicing, people will become very irritable, and I can't avoid it. Bai Luo smiled and nodded. In fact, he thought Bai Batian's temper was pretty good. Although the expressions on the faces of the group of people who came with him for the first time did look very unhappy. After getting along with Bai Batian for so long, Bai Luo felt that Bai Batian seemed quite normal now. Then I really can't tell. The two of them chatted here for a while. But unexpectedly, another person from the hidden sect came to their side. Bai Batian, who was standing by, naturally recognized him at a glance, and took the initiative to speak to Bai Luo, who was standing by. This person is one of the few normal people in their hidden sect, and he is not affected by their skills. This is their law enforcement elder, Iron Swordsman. After seeing Bai Batian's words, Bai Luo couldn't help but frown. Because Bai Luo also saw that this person should be looking for him. After all, this person had no intention of going to the internet cafe to play. But when he came to Wang Bei, he stopped in front of him. But Bai Luo still smiled. Excuse me, Baybatian, what do you want to do here? I wonder what kind of help we can provide for you? Iron Swordsman also smiled and then directly stated his purpose. Actually, I didn't come here to play this time, but I have something very important to discuss with you. In fact, before Iron Swordsman spoke, Bai Luo had some guesses in his mind. After all, he knew how many people were around here to take over his internet cafe, so one more person would not shock Bai Luo. As expected, it was just as Bai Luo expected. Actually, I came here this time to represent our hidden sect and discuss the acquisition of the internet cafe with Nan. You just need to pay the price, and we will try our best to satisfy you. Baybatian, who was standing aside, did not expect that the hidden sect also wanted to come in and grab a piece of the pie. He was originally going to compete with the people from the Lian Pavilion, but he did not expect that someone else would stand up now. So Baybatian could not bear it anymore, and then he stood up directly. Don't be kind in everything, and you don't have to think about it. Bai Luo will never sell the internet cafe to you. After hearing what Baybatian said, the Iron Swordsman could not help but sneer. Then he turned around and said to Bai Luo, who was standing aside, "Do you know how many people around you are from Feng'an Sect and Lian Pavilion? It's not just us who want to buy your internet cafe. The people around you are all planning to do the same." After hearing what Iron Swordsman said, Bai Luo was not shocked at all. He naturally knew that there was no free lunch in the world. How could it be possible that the internet cafe would suddenly get so many people's help, and so many people were willing to come to their internet cafe to work? Although the internet cafe has indeed improved recently, it shouldn't be like this. So Bai Luo had suspected them a long time ago. But Bai Luo could actually guess some of the causes and consequences, although he had no interest in this matter at all, and he would never agree to sell the internet cafe to them. But now these people are staying with him, and they don't cause any trouble to Bai Luo, and these people can indeed help them run their business. Bai Luo just needs to stand firm in his position, and not have the intention to sell the internet cafe. So Bai Luo also nodded. I know this. But I don't plan to give the internet cafe to any of you, so please don't think about it. Bai Luo had just finished saying this, and Baybatian on the side couldn't help it. He didn't expect that someone would stand up and ruin his good deeds. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR released this novel for the first time, and this person directly revealed all their plans to Baybatian as soon as he opened his mouth. But he didn't expect that this person would be so dishonest that he would sell out other people in order to achieve his goals. And after hearing Bai Luo's words, Baybatian was naturally even more angry. But he still had some things to discuss with Bai Luo later, so he didn't want to annoy Bai Luo, so he could only transfer his anger to the Iron Swordsman on the side. Then Baybatian's expression became even uglier, and then he said to the Iron Swordsman in front of him very angrily, "You are really taking advantage of your age. If you dare to ruin our good deeds, don't blame me. I will not be polite to you, and you really don't give us face. If you really want to go against our Fire Dragon Gate, then I will fulfill your wish today." After saying this, Baybatian also summoned his weapon directly. The Iron Swordsman on the other side was naturally not a vegetarian. After hearing Baybatian's provocative words, the Iron Swordsman rushed over without hesitation. Bai Luo didn't say much, but just reminded them, before they started fighting, if you want to exchange martial arts, go outside the internet cafe and exchange them quickly. Don't fight inside, otherwise don't blame me for being rude to you. If you break the equipment inside, you won't get any benefits. Although the two were indeed very angry now, they also knew that there were many things they needed to discuss with Bai Luo later. So the two still picked a place before they started fighting. After all, Iron Swordsman and Baybatian are both well-known figures, so this fight also attracted many people to watch. However, Bai Luo on the side didn't care about the situation over there at all. After all, these people approached him with a purpose. As for what kind of situation will happen later, it doesn't matter to him at all. Because Bai Luo knew that it was absolutely impossible for him to turn the internet cafe to any of them. So Bai Luo didn't even look at it and kept greeting other customers in the internet cafe. It was very lively here, but a very serious situation occurred on the other side. The seal on the nether dragon had been strengthened last time, but now he felt that the seal was slowly loosening. Because Bai Luo had come to the Beeshao area. Chapter 518, Indirect Attack. Although Minglang didn't know what was going on, he could clearly feel that the seal around him had dissipated a lot. This change surprised Minglang very much, because he had been sealed for too long. But because he had spent too much time under this windbreaker over the years, the energy in his body was still a little scarce. After realizing that the seal had slowly loosened, Minglang directly absorbed the energy of Beeshao from here. After all, this is not a small matter, so this also caused many places in Beeshao to have insufficient spiritual power. This also caused many people to fail to advance. Bai Batian and Tai Jianke had already fought outside, and then both of them walked in with swollen faces. After seeing this situation, Bai Luo finally smiled and shook his head. He didn't understand what the two were doing. In the end, they both suffered losses. What's the point? Moreover, the two were also well-known families in the Beeshao area. I didn't expect that they would be laughed at by the people around them. Bai Luo walked up and then said to Bai Batian on the side, "You should have finished the competition. If you have, go down and take a rest. After all, there are still a lot of customers here, and we still need your help." After listening to Bai Luo's words, Bai Batian nodded and went down to treat his wounds. After all, he still knew why he came here. Although he was a little emotional today, he still had to do what he had to do. After seeing Bai Batian leave, Bai Luo turned around and looked at the Iron Swordsman. He actually knew that the Iron Swordsman came to discuss the acquisition of the internet cafe with him, so Bai Luo spoke directly. "I think I have made my position very clear before. I will not tell anyone about my internet cafe, so don't think about it. If there is nothing else, I will not entertain you here. After all, there are a lot of customers now, and I need to help quickly." After saying this, Bai Luo was about to turn around and leave. But unexpectedly, the Iron Swordsman suddenly called him at this time, and then took out a bag of money. "Since we can't reach an agreement on this cooperation, it should be more than enough for me to be a guest in your internet cafe. After all, your internet cafe has a great reputation. I want to see your internet cafe this time. Is it really as magical as the legend says?" As expected, he was from a big family. The money given by the Iron Swordsman was enough for him to become a long-term member. Then the Iron Swordsman followed the people below to use the computer. However, the Iron Swordsman was not a pushover. It must be because of the fight with Bai Batian that he was not happy, so he kept thinking about what obstacles Bai Batian was secretly causing. After rushing away the long-term members, the Iron Swordsman kept wanting to order Bai Batian to do other things. Anyway, he just had to serve himself. Although Bai Batian was indeed a little angry, the current situation was like this. Since he had come here to work, he had to do this service. The Iron Swordsman ordered Bai Batian around, and he couldn't help but feel a bad temper in his heart. So they didn't want to embarrass Bai Batian. After all, the families still have to give each other some face, so the relationship between them has never been very good, but they still have to do enough surface work. The Iron Swordsman saw Bai Batian on the side, and then asked Bai Batian, "I said you have been working here for so long. Don't you have any other discoveries about Bai Luo? After all, his internet cafe is really strange. Although it can indeed improve everyone's spiritual power and cultivation. After all, everything has a beginning and an end. Where does his spiritual power come from?" Bai Batian had never thought about this problem before. After all, he had not been exposed to this aspect since he came here. They have always had a stable supply. So Bai Batian doesn't need to worry about this matter. After hearing what the Iron Swordsman said, Bai Batian couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. Before he spoke, Gao Yangzu on the other side heard their conversation. In fact, Gao Yangzu just knew that these people wanted to trap Bai Batian, and finally wanted to know what the operating rules of Bai Luo's internet cafe were. In the end, it was not just for profit. Because they were worried that Bai Batian would say something unfavorable to them, Gao Yangzu also stood up at this time. "Don't worry about this. Anyway, our internet cafe will have its own supplies. You just need to use the computer here with peace of mind. Anyway, we will give you the best service. Just have fun. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR first published this novel. After listening to Aoangzu's words, the Iron Swordsman on the side also smiled awkwardly. He naturally knew that Aoangzu was deliberately not answering his question, but he couldn't say much. After all, this is still Bai Luo's territory. However, the two of them still had a very deep impression of Aoangzu. After all, Aoangzu showed a very powerful healing ability in the desert. This is an ability they have never seen before. So the two of them were full of curiosity about Aoangzu. They always thought that Aoangzu was a big boss behind something. And for a long time, they ignored Bai Luo's existence because Aoangzu was too unfathomable. Those people that Aoangzu had saved in the desert before also came directly to the internet cafe to visit and thank Aoangzu. However, Aoangzu didn't need them to be grateful to her for helping them. It was just a pleasure for her to raise her hands. She did these things because she couldn't bear it, so Aoangzu quickly sent them away. After all, if they stayed here, they might attract a lot of unnecessary attention. Aoangzu and the others just wanted to run the internet cafe here quietly, but the people on the other side saw it very clearly. However, Bai Batian and the others took these words to heart. They also felt that Aoangzu was indeed unpredictable. Her strength seemed to be very strong. The people in front were still planning to take over the internet cafe, but now they have been pestering Aoangzu. But in the end, they were just concerned about where Aoangzu's martial arts came from and how strong Aoangzu and the others were. After all, Aoangzu hadn't encountered any opponents who had lost their enemies, and they didn't dare to rush into a conflict with Aoangzu and the others. So they could only attack from the side. Chapter 519. I advise you to keep a low profile. Aoangzu was really annoyed by them. After all, they had been nagging in her ears these days. And they kept saying the same few words. So Aoangzu naturally knew what they were doing. So in the end, Aoangzu was also a little impatient. And then she sighed. And then she said in self-abandonment. Don't be curious about where I came from, but there is one thing you did get right. My martial arts are really powerful, and I believe you can also see that my healing ability is really good. After hearing what Aoangzu said, Bai Batian on the side also became interested. He originally thought that Aoangzu was unwilling to tell them anything, but he didn't expect that their efforts these days finally had some results, and Aoangzu was finally willing to speak. So he hurriedly continued to ask, I don't know which sect you are from, girl. We admire those who are good at martial arts. If you can tell me the origin of your sect, we can visit you. Aoangzu smiled. She knew that these people were waiting for her here. But Aoangzu didn't intend to tell them all her origins, so she just made up a sect. I'm actually from the youth sect. Our sect is really powerful. There is no need for you to visit me. After all, my master hates others to disturb his life. If you annoy him, I can't help you. Anyway, it's nothing more than making up a lie to shut these people up. And Aoangzu also felt that what she said was very ridiculous, and she didn't expect these people to believe her at all. But these people's IQs were really low. After hearing what Aoangzu said, they quickly wrote it down. They were very curious about the origins of Aoangzu and Bai Luo, and they also wanted to know how strong they were. So after learning about the Juvenile Pai sect, these people hurried back to send people to investigate Juvenile Pai's origins. Bai Luo, who was standing by, naturally knew what they were up to. After hearing Aoangzu's nonsense, Bai Luo couldn't help laughing. What surprised Bai Luo the most was that Aoangzu was obviously joking when she said these words. But he didn't expect that all these people actually entered, and Bai Luo also got some news that these people hurriedly sent people to inquire about Juvenile Pai's news after returning. After learning this, Bai Luo couldn't straighten his waist with laughter. Why did he feel that these people were not very smart? In the past, Bai Luo only thought that these people were too annoying. After all, they had been staying here all the time in order to get their own internet cafe. This also made Bai Luo very annoyed. But he didn't expect that these people's IQs were so low. Aoangzu didn't expect these people to believe what she said and later sent people to inquire about Juvenile Pai's origins. But Zhu knew that these people would definitely not be able to find out anything because there was no Juvenile Pai sect in the world. Zhu didn't even think about it when she made up the name. She just thought of 2 random words. After talking about this, the 2 of them almost laughed and almost got a stitch in the side. After all, this is indeed a bit surprising. Because now the spiritual power here in Bizhao is indeed scarce. Many people have encountered bottlenecks when practicing, which also makes Bai Batian and others pay enough attention to this matter. Although Bai Batian didn't take this matter to heart in the past, it is getting bigger and bigger now. Bai Batian just thought there were some minor problems before, but he didn't expect that it seems to be quite serious now. So after many people came to report this matter, Bai Batian had to check the situation over there. At least he had to find out why the spiritual power was so scarce all of a sudden. But after a round of investigation, they didn't know why the spiritual power was dissipating so much now. But when Bai Batian returned to the internet cafe, he found that the spiritual power here was very abundant, which was completely different from the surrounding places. This was something Bai Batian had never expected. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus underscore. Although Bai Batian had thought that the spiritual power in the internet cafe was very strange before, he had never expected that the annual spiritual power here was still so abundant. After seeing the situation here, Bai Batian also hurried to discuss with the other people. But in the end, the 2 of them reached a consensus. After all, this was not a good thing. And Bai Batian also knew that if there was a problem with the spiritual power supply in Bizhao at that time, the people and their family would still need the supply from the internet cafe. So the 2 of them still had some crooked thoughts. It was nothing more than protecting their own interests in the end. So the 2 of them were very similar in this regard and finally reached a consensus. This day, Bai Batian also came to find Bai Luo, and then he got straight to the point. I left the internet cafe these few days to investigate the lack of spiritual power in Bizhao. I believe you should have heard some rumors recently. Now I can tell you very clearly that there are indeed many things that cannot be supplied with spiritual power here. Bai Luo nodded. He did hear the residents nearby talking about this matter recently. However, Bai Luo did not take this matter to heart. After all, their internet cafe has abundant spiritual power. So what? I believe you have also seen that the spiritual power supply in our internet cafe will not be affected by the outside world, so I don't need to pay attention to this matter. Bai Batian sighed. He naturally knew that the spiritual power in the internet cafe was very abundant. If Wang Bai's spiritual power was used up by then, wouldn't it be difficult for their family to deal with it? So Bai Batian said, the spiritual power in the internet cafe is very abundant. I know it, so I came here to discuss something with you. You also know that everyone is worried about the spiritual power, so I think you'd better not tell others about the abundant spiritual power in the internet cafe, otherwise you will surely get into other troubles. When he said this, Bai Batian couldn't help but pause. Then he continued, so I still think you can be low-key and don't tell others about the abundant spiritual power here, otherwise you will definitely cause a lot of unnecessary troubles later, which is completely unnecessary. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 520, An Attempt. After hearing Bai Batian's words, Bai Luo couldn't help but sneer in his heart. Bai Luo didn't care about this matter at all. And Bai Luo knew very well that this person came to remind me, not for my own good. It was just for my own benefit. Anyway, spiritual power is a good thing. As long as it doesn't fall into the hands of others, it will be the best help for them. And how many people are planning to attack their internet cafe? Bai Luo didn't even think about it. He knew that it was their big families who did it. And those ordinary people who want to improve their spiritual power can't threaten Bai Luo. But Bai Luo didn't directly refute Bai Batian in front of him, but just nodded according to his meaning. I know about this matter. As for whether I follow your advice or not, it depends on me. After saying this, Bai Luo went back to his internet cafe. But Bai Luo didn't think that he couldn't tell others that the internet cafe had abundant spiritual power, and Bai Luo felt that he could really publicize it. If Bai Batian hadn't come to talk to him, it's possible that Bai Luo really wouldn't have thought of this. Anyway, the entire Bizhao area is very short of spiritual power now. As long as I reveal the news that the internet cafe is very rich in spiritual power, many people will surely come here. After all, the situation is urgent now, and everyone will definitely try every possible way to improve their cultivation. This is just an attempt by Bai Luo. And Bai Luo did it, and the response was very good. Many people came here because of its reputation, and the effect was also very good, which also attracted more customers. After seeing this situation, Gao Yangzu on the side smiled and said to Bai Luo on the side, "The customers are full every day these days, and we have indeed made a lot of money, but we still have to be careful. After all, we just solved some gangsters the last 2 times. Because of the lack of spiritual power now, many people are also unscrupulous." Bai Luo nodded. He naturally knew what happened a few days ago. After all, there are so many people coming, and naturally they will provoke some dirty people. But Bai Luo is not afraid of them. As long as he gently reveals his kingly domineering aura, he can scare these people away, so Bai Luo does not think they are difficult to deal with. But the most feared thing is the kind of people hiding in the dark. So Bai Luo also said to Yangzu, who was standing beside him, "Then you should keep an eye on this matter. After all, there are too many customers in the internet cafe now, and I sometimes can't take care of them. If it happens again like the last time, tell me quickly, but the main thing is to be on guard against some people hiding in the dark. I always feel that there are many people around who are eyeing our internet cafe, but they just haven't found the opportunity to attack." Gao Yangzu nodded and then went down to greet other customers. Because he was worried that other people would come to cause trouble, Bai Luo stood directly at the door of the internet cafe, and then he unconsciously revealed his kingly domineering aura. I think those people around would be afraid after seeing Bai Luo's kingly domineering aura. Bai Luo's method is really good. Although it has no effect on some strong people, it is still very useful for those who are not very strong in force. Bai Luo is sorting out things related to the internet cafe, while Xiao and the others on the other side are indeed facing some other problems. Because Xiao has noticed some changes in the breath. He felt a very familiar breath here, but he couldn't be sure yet, so Xiao needed to confirm it further. But now he couldn't leave, so Xiao didn't know what choice he should make. On the other side, Minglang also noticed this change. He naturally knew that it was definitely not so easy for him to break through the seal. But as long as things continue like this, these people outside haven't investigated this matter clearly, and he has been absorbing the spiritual power of this Bizhao. I think he will be free soon. Lengzin, who was on the other side, saw that Xiaotu's expression was not good, and then he said directly, "Are you worried about Bai Luo's safety?" After all, Lengzin knows Xiaotu very well, and knows the importance of Bai Luo in Xiaotu's mind. They are very good friends. If Lengzin hadn't just given birth to a child this time, it is possible that Xiaotu would have gone with Bai Luo this time. Later, Xiaotu didn't go with Bai Luo because she wanted to stay and take care of herself. So Lengzin still felt a little guilty. After seeing that Xiaotu's expression was a little wrong, Lengzin also said directly, "Although it was indeed a bit too busy before, it's different now. I can take care of myself. After you leave, I will be a little busy at most, and I should be able to take care of it." Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 = 9 plus book bar released this novel for the first time. Xiaotu is really worried about Bai Luo's safety now, and he also noticed that something is not right. He always feels that something else important is going to happen. But now he is still here, so it is not easy to intervene in the matter over there. Xiaotu wants to solve this matter quickly. Although Lengzin has said this now, Xiaotu still feels that he has not fulfilled his father's responsibilities. So Xiaotu's heart is still very tormented. He doesn't know how much he should choose. Leng Yu, who was standing aside, saw the two people's tangled expressions and finally chose to stand on Ao Yangzu's side. After all, he also knew that Iangzu felt a little guilty and didn't want to make Iangzu unhappy. Now it's nothing more than everyone is struggling with how to maintain both family and friends. So she felt that she could help them. If you really decide to go, I will definitely help here. Although there are still many things to deal with in Kanglang country, I can definitely spare some time. After listening to Leng Yu's words, Xiaota beside him also fell into silence. He still seemed to have not made up his mind. While the enemy was still entangled in this matter, another situation occurred on Bai Luo's side. Although Bai Batian and Tai Jiang have been investigating the sudden shortage of spiritual power in Bizhao, they have not found any key clues in the past few days. So in the end they returned empty-handed. This also made the people in Bizhao even more panicked. After all, this was not good news. They will also rely on the people from Hualongmen and Yunzong in the future, hoping that they can find some clues. Chapter 521, a flaw revealed. But I didn't expect that the result would be like this in the end. On the other side, the Lian Pavilion naturally knew the current situation. They originally planned to observe from the side, to see how this matter would develop, and then decide what to do. But the current situation is not so optimistic. They naturally knew that the Fire Dragon Gate and the hidden sect had not found any clues, so this matter was even more incredible. Moreover, the Lian Pavilion was very clear that when their Bizhao region was short of spiritual power, Bai Luo's internet cafe's business was indeed very hot. This also made the people in the Lian Pavilion even more uncomfortable. Moreover, the relationship between them and Bai Luo was also very bad. After all, they had a grudge before. After all these things happened together, these people also made up their minds. Anyway, everyone is now worried about the lack of spiritual power in the Bizhao region, and he can't see Bai Luo having an easy time, so he ordered the people below to spread some rumors. Now people are panicking. As long as there are some rumors about spiritual power, everyone will pay special attention. Lian Pavilion's calculations were very good. After all, the spiritual power in the internet cafe was very abundant. So they pointed the finger at the internet cafe, saying that Bai Luo's internet cafe was the result of the lack of spiritual power in the Bizhao area. And the facts proved that their method was indeed correct, although they just wanted to put the blame on Bai Luo. But they didn't expect that things would go so smoothly. They just released a little news, but they didn't expect that people around them would believe it so quickly. But the situation is indeed the case, because everyone is observing this matter now. And Bai Luo himself also revealed a flaw. Otherwise, how could he be caught so easily by himself? Although this crime was just made up, it doesn't matter. After getting this news, the people of several major sects couldn't stand it. After all, this is not a good thing. The spiritual power reserve of a region is related to the development of everyone's cultivation. Now the reason for the lack of spiritual power in the entire Bizhao area has not been found, and now this kind of thing has been spread. So everyone is also particularly sensitive to this topic. After receiving the news, the elders came to the internet cafe with their people. After seeing Bai Luo, they immediately stated their intentions. I believe Bai Luo, you also know that our Bizhao area has been extremely short of spiritual power these days. Although we do not have any evidence now, the fact is that this is the case. After all, it has only been since your internet cafe opened that this kind of thing has occurred in our Bizhao area. It has never happened before. When he said this, the elder who led the group was also looking at Bai Luo in front of him. When Bai Luo saw this group of people who came with bad intentions, he actually guessed some of the reasons. After all, Bai Luo was sure that this matter had nothing to do with him, but the people around him did not have any good intentions. He knew that those people had their own purposes behind them, and he also knew that this matter was not so easy to handle. However, Bai Luo could only take it one step at a time. After all, this was still Bizhao, and Bai Luo could not go against these people at all. So Bai Luo just looked at the person in front of him very calmly, and then directly expressed his views. So, Elder, do you mean to point all the blame directly at us? Although there are indeed some problems in your Bizhao, can you guarantee that closing my internet cafe can alleviate the situation here? And you also know that the spiritual power of a place can never be transferred so easily. Bai Luo paused when he said this, and then continued. And my internet cafe has been open for a while, and the lack of spiritual power here has only occurred recently, so it is not very authentic to insist that it is our internet cafe that did it. Bai Luo's words are reasonable, but these people simply can't listen. After all, many people have their own purposes. They also know that it is a bit far-fetched to blame all the faults on Bai Luo's internet cafe, but the information given above is like this. They must do something now. In addition, there are indeed some other problems in Bai Luo and Lian Pavilion. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR first published this novel. So it's not surprising that they blame Bai Luo for this matter. Moreover, after Bai Luo explained, these people, knowing that the matter was not so simple, still insisted on their own views. Anyway, the facts are in front of us now. I know that you are indeed dissatisfied, but for the peace of the entire Beeshao area, we must do this. After hearing these people's words, Bai Luo's expression became even uglier, because he knew very well that this was simply a false accusation. Moreover, he had already explained it clearly to them, but these people just wanted to make things difficult for him. However, Bai Luo was not so easy to bully. Don't even think about this matter. If you can't produce evidence, don't even think about doing anything about our internet cafe. If you have the time, you might as well investigate what the real reason is, and don't throw all the dirty water on me. Bai Luo's tone was also very cold, as if he had no intention of discussing with them at all. In fact, Bai Luo had discussed with them a long time ago, but these people simply ignored him. The elders of these sects never thought that Bai Luo was not afraid of them at all, so these people were a little embarrassed, but they were not right either. But in their territory, they are still very confident. Then, these people also acted like scoundrels. They had made plans long ago, and brought some people with them. Anyway, we have said everything we should say. For the benefit of the entire Beeshao area, you have to close this internet cafe today. If you still insist on not changing your ways, don't blame us for taking real action. Bai Luo is not afraid of these people. He didn't want to fight with these people before, and just wanted to maintain a good relationship on the surface. But he didn't expect these people to be so aggressive. They had come to cause trouble several times before, but they were so confident now. Moreover, Bai Luo was sure that this matter had nothing to do with him, so he would never close the internet cafe because of this unfounded self-deception. Chapter 522, Stealing a chicken, but losing the rice. Therefore, Bai Luo sneered. Then there is no point in talking about this matter. If you really want to force me to do it, then do it, but I want to see if you have the ability to do so. Those elders had never been so angry before, but after hearing Bai Luo's words, they immediately drew their weapons. Seeing that these people were really going to fight, Bai Luo took the initiative to attack. With one palm, he directly knocked all the people in front of him out. Then Bai Luo took several employees in their internet cafe to hide together. After all, Bai Luo didn't want to have any conflict with them in the internet cafe. If some facilities in the internet cafe were damaged by then, it would really be a loss. Then Bai Luo took a group of people out to fight with them. However, in order to preserve his strength, Bai Luo didn't have much strength at all. But it was more than enough to deal with these people. In the end, these people were driven away by Bai Luo and his men, and Bai Luo naturally didn't suffer any injuries. But it's not necessarily the case for the others. After all, those elders are also the best in the major sects, so it's okay to be sorry for these people. So after a fight, some people on Bai Luo's side were injured. After seeing this situation, Yao Yangzu immediately stood up. She knew that many people were injured here, and then she used her magic to heal these people. Yao Yangzu's magic has also been greatly improved recently, so it didn't take much effort to treat these people. So after a fight, their internet cafe didn't suffer any manpower losses at all. The elders of the major sects on the other side did not have such good help. Not only did they lose the fight, but they didn't get any benefits in the end. On the other side, Bai Batian also secretly helped Bai Luo and others after learning what Lian Pavilion had done. After all, Bai Batian had been in the internet cafe For a period of time, he knew that, although the source of spiritual power in the internet cafe was indeed a bit suspicious, it had nothing to do with them. Bai was still sure of this. Although this time, he and Iron Swordsman went to investigate this matter and there was no progress at all, but Bai also felt that this matter should have nothing to do with us. And after his own investigation, he also knew that the elders of the several major sects who came to the internet cafe to cause trouble this time were all from the Lian Pavilion. They must have wanted to use this matter to threaten Bai Luo. So Bai took a group of people to help Bai Luo and the others. But he didn't expect that before he could do anything, Bai found that Bai Luo and the others had already solved the problem. Because Bai was also worried that the Lian Pavilion had a large number of people and would affect the operation of the internet cafe, but he didn't expect that they could directly beat those people back with the power of a few people. Moreover, Bai had been watching the situation over there and found that Bai Luo and the others were indeed unfathomable. He also saw with his own eyes the scene of Ao Hangzhu treating these people. After all, he had never seen this kind of magic before. So Bai also knew that Bai Luo and Ao Hangzhu were definitely not simple, but he didn't tell anyone else about this. Because he didn't know where Bai Luo and the others came from, he only knew that these people were definitely not simple, so Bai decided to hide them first. But Bai had more important things to do now. After all, they had not yet investigated the sudden shortage of spiritual power in the Bizhao area. This matter must be put on the agenda. So it turned out that someone else took some people to investigate this matter again. But this time it was different from the last time. Because they noticed some fluctuations in spiritual power, they knew that the imbalance of this power came from the underground. Then they explored step by step and directly found out the real reason for the shortage of spiritual power in the Bizhao area. It really had nothing to do with the internet cafe. It was nothing more than the seal of the nether dragon they had sealed before, and I don't know when the seal suddenly loosened. Then in order to unlock their own seal, they directly absorbed spiritual power from the Bizhao area. So in the end, all the surrounding areas were short of spiritual power. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 = 9 plus BOOK_BAR published this novel for the first time. After learning about this, several sect leaders immediately ordered their elders to apologize to Bai Luo for the incident against Bai Luo last time. In fact, it was not that these elders had a great sense of justice, but they were only doing it for their own interests. They naturally knew that the elders did not get any benefits from going to the internet cafe last time, and they even injured them. It was really a loss. Bai Luo was not affected in any substantial way. However, these elders also knew some of the processes of these things, and they also understood that Bai Luo and Ao Hangzhu were definitely not ordinary people. During this process, they naturally heard some rumors about Ao Hangzhu's special abilities. These were not rumors. After all, Ao Hangzhu did show extraordinary abilities in the process of fighting with them. They still admired Ao Hangzhu very much, and they also wanted to know which school Ao Hangzhu was from. If they could really ask Ao Hangzhu for some Daoist methods about martial arts secrets, it would really bring them great benefits. These sect leaders also directly asked the elders to apologize and took the initiative to take them to apologize. They brought these elders to Bai Luo's internet cafe and then directly stated their purpose. After seeing Bai Luo, these people looked at Ao Hangzhu who was beside them. Then they smiled and said to Bai Luo in front of them, "Bai Luo, this time we brought these people here to apologize to you. After all, these people's actions last time were too impulsive, and that thing was indeed done very rashly. After all, without any evidence, they directly put the crime on you. We also know that this is very excessive." When he said this, the sect leader also smiled awkwardly. "Now we have also found out about this matter. The reason why our Bizhao area is short of spiritual power is because the seal of the nether dragon has loosened, so it has been secretly absorbing spiritual power from us, which eventually led to the shortage of spiritual power here. So this matter has nothing to do with you. After we have found out the matter this time, we can also give your internet cafe justice." Chapter 523 The Other Party's Purpose. After hearing what the headmaster said, the elders stood up. Then they respectfully apologized to Bai Luo in front of them. We did something wrong in that matter. We came here to apologize to you sincerely this time. In fact, Bai Luo was just upset by these people. It didn't take much time to deal with them that day. After all, these people couldn't really affect them. And Bai Luo had already dealt with these people later, so Bai Luo didn't think he had suffered much here. So after seeing them take the initiative to apologize, Bai Luo didn't want to bother with them. So Bai Luo waved his hand. Let's stop with this matter. You just need to check it out. As for the last incident, there is no need to talk about it. In fact, it didn't cause any substantial impact in the end. It doesn't matter. After hearing what Bai Luo said, the headmaster smiled and nodded. Then he went on to say, in fact, we came here for another purpose this time. After listening to it, Bai Luo couldn't help but raise his eyebrows. Why did these people suddenly come to apologize to me? It turned out that they had another purpose. After all, we just said that the reason why the Beeshao area is short of spiritual power is because the seal of the Nether Dragon has been loosened and he is not so easy to deal with. At that time, he was able to seal it, and he also took the strength of our entire clan. Now the situation is not very good, and we have no confidence at all. So this time we thought of Bai Luo and our Hangzhou to go with us and provide us with some help. When he said this, the head of the sect seemed to have thought of something again, and then continued. Don't worry, if this matter is really completed smoothly, we will not treat you unfairly. If you have any requests, you can also ask. In fact, this matter is not a difficult thing for Bai Luo at all. After all, he has some influence on the Nether Dragon. At that time, they were teleported there because of the failure of the teleportation array. And the Nether Dragon seemed to be very afraid of him. Unexpectedly, this time the Nether Dragon had the urge to break the seal directly. Bai Luo also knew that the Nether Dragon was not an ordinary person. If the Nether Dragon is released at that time, it may not be good for Wang Bei. Anyway, he can still do them a favor. So Bai Luo felt that there was nothing difficult about this deal, so he agreed very readily. Okay, then leave this matter to us. We will go with you. Gao Hangzhou on the side also nodded. How long do you plan to leave? We can leave at any time, and you can arrange it as you like. After hearing what Bai Luo and our Hangzhou said, these people were naturally very satisfied. They originally thought that there would be some accidents, but they didn't expect Bai Luo and our Hangzhou to agree so readily. It couldn't be better there. Then these people quickly dealt with some matters, and then took our Hangzhou and our Hangzhou to the place where the Nether Dragon was sealed. Because these people have always had a purpose, and the focus of their purpose has always been on our Hangzhou. Because the situation is urgent, they dare not waste any more time here. Not long after, Bai Luo set off with a group of them. Bai Luo didn't think much about it, he just wanted to go over there to see the situation, and then make other plans. But those people on the way didn't play any tricks, and they all had their own plans. After all, they still admired our Hangzhou's strength very much. After all, our Hangzhou did show their unexpected strength several times before. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR first published this novel. If our Hangzhou and Bai Luo could be called over, there would definitely be unexpected gains. Our Hangzhou didn't think so much before, but he was always called away by his companions along the way. Moreover, these people called him over secretly at first. Gao Hangzhou thought something had happened before, but later he realized that these people wanted to win him over to join their own sect. After knowing their purpose, Gao Hangzhou was also a little bit amused. After all, he came here just to run an internet cafe with Bai Luo, and it was absolutely impossible for him to join any other sect. If that was the case, he might as well stay in the Aoyang family from the beginning. Why come here to suffer such a crime? However, Gao Hangzhou found that these people just kept asking about her situation and did not observe Bai Luo on the other side. After discovering this, Gao Hangzhou could not help laughing. After all, she knew that there was still some gap between her and Bai Luo's abilities. These people really did not recognize the real thing. Why did they always focus on her? Gao Hangzhou rejected them directly in one breath. Anyway, she did not leave them any room. After all, Gao Hangzhou did not want them to have any illusions. This time, the elders of Lian Pavilion also found her. It was the same as last time. Anyway, it could not be done under everyone's eyes. After all, although these people were sent by major families and sects, they also represented their own camps. After this person found our Yangzu, he immediately spoke to our Yangzu in front of him, and then looked around carefully. They had come to you last time, but our Yangzu rejected them at once, but they were still a little unwilling, so this time they found another excuse. Our Yangzu, we discussed with you last time. I hope you will think about it carefully. After all, the technique you are learning now is very likely passed down by the founder of our Lian Pavilion. What a fate this is. And as long as you choose to join our sect, we will never treat you unfairly. The conditions we discussed with you last time can be realized for you. After hearing what these people said, Yao Yangzu was also a little helpless. She really rejected these people again and again, but these people still did not give up. Moreover, Yao Yangzu did not think that the technique he was learning was passed down by the head of Lian Pavilion. These people were just trying to gain connections. And even if it was, what would it matter? Just when Yao Yangzu was about to refuse them again, Bai Luo on the other side came over unexpectedly. After all, she had indeed been called by these people more than a few times these days. Chapter 524, The Dark Dragon's Plan. At the same time, Bai Luo also felt that this matter was a bit strange, but he never asked Yao Yangzu, because if the matter was important, Yao Yangzu would definitely tell him. But seeing that Yao Yangzu had been away for so long, and had not come back, Bai Luo was also worried that the people from the Thundercloud Pavilion would do something bad to Yao Yangzu, so he came over. When Yao Yangzu saw Bai Luo coming, he immediately felt like he had grabbed a life-saving straw. After all, as long as Bai Luo came, these people would not keep talking to him about such things. Bai Luo, why are you here? We are now at the edge of the place where the nether dragon is sealed. It should not be long before we can go directly to the sealed place. We have been resting for a while now, otherwise let's go directly now. Yao Yangzu didn't want to talk to Bai Luo directly about these people trying to win him over, because Yao Yangzu didn't want to make this matter too ugly, so he naturally changed the topic. He just needed a topic to get out of it. However, Bai Luo had never taken this matter to heart. After seeing Yao Yangzu asking about this matter, Bai Luo no longer paid attention to the matter here, and then nodded. It's really not far away. If there is nothing else, then let's continue on our way. After all, we have to go back to the internet cafe after dealing with this matter. In the end, a group of them continued to set off. As for the people from Lian Pavilion, after seeing that Yao Yangzu did not respond to them at all, they seemed to have no other actions. When these people came to this sealed place, they were also shocked by the situation here, because as soon as they came here, they found that the power in the body of the nether dragon was indeed extraordinary. After all, the whole area seemed to have abundant spiritual power, which was completely different from what they saw in Bizhao. Sure enough, the situation they investigated was not wrong at all. The reason why the spiritual power in the Bizhao area was lacking was because this nether dragon absorbed the spiritual power of Bizhao from here, and the nether dragon on the other side had indeed obtained enough energy. After all, the seal on his side had been loosened for many days, and he had also taken advantage of these days to absorb the power here silently. Moreover, he was not afraid that these people would find out that he had enough power to break through the seal, because he did not think that these people could deal with him. During the days of being sealed, Menglang hated those who had sealed him here before. It just so happened that these people also took the initiative to come to him. Menglang felt that this was a very good opportunity. At that time, he could also get revenge and let those who bullied him die. After seeing these people coming, Menglang felt that his plan could indeed be implemented, but just as he was accumulating strength, he saw the very eye-catching Bai Luo in the crowd. This was not the first time he had seen Bai Luo. The last time Bai Luo came to him by accident, he knew very well that Bai Luo was not an ordinary person, so Menglang did not act immediately, but wanted to see what they wanted to do. However, Bai Luo's appearance did disrupt his plan. Menglang was still a little panicked, but at this point, he could only take it one step at a time. After seeing Menglang for the first time, Bai Luo directly used his consciousness to communicate with the Menglang in front of him. because when he first came here, he noticed something was wrong, because the seal here was already very dangerous, and Bai Luo could see now that this nether dragon was fully capable of breaking through the seal here, but this nether dragon had been waiting for them to come over, so he must have had other plans. If this nether dragon wanted to escape, he would have escaped long ago, so Bai Luo guessed in another direction. If Bai Luo and his friends hadn't come over this time, it is possible that the purpose of the replacement would have been achieved. After all, this place is very remote. If all the people who came to strengthen the seal this time were dealt with by the nether dragon, it would not have attracted many people's attention. So Bai Luo directly spoke to the nether dragon in front of him with his mind. Don't you have the ability to break through the seal here directly? Why don't you leave? Are you looking for death? This nether dragon didn't expect that Bai Luo would take the initiative to communicate with him with his mind. In fact, the nether dragon didn't know how to deal with Bai Luo now. After all, he stayed here just to take revenge, but he didn't expect Bai Luo to come over this time. He didn't know which side Bai Luo was on. Will you intervene in this matter? If you don't intervene, I will deal with these people directly. After hearing what the dark dragon said, Bai Luo couldn't help but chuckle. The people around Bai Luo didn't expect that Bai Luo would laugh at this time, so they looked at Bai Luo in front of them with some doubts. Bai Luo waved his hand hurriedly at this time, and then immediately explained to them, I don't mean anything else, I just suddenly thought of something interesting. You continue to observe the seal here. After saying these words, Bai Luo immediately answered the question that the dark dragon asked him just now with his mind. In fact, there are of course people in this group of people that Bai Luo hates. After all, these people did not give him a lot of trouble at that time. Even if they did apologize to him later, those things obviously happened. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR published this novel for the first time. But Bai Luo didn't think about settling accounts with them at all, and he would not watch this dark dragon hurt the lives of ordinary people. Then I will naturally stop you. If you want to kill all these people, you must get past me, otherwise you will die. After hearing Bai Luo's words, Minglong's calculations were also made quickly. After all, Bai Luo had just expressed his attitude, so now his goal of killing all these people should not be achieved. However, he did not run away before, just wanted to get rid of these people together, but Minglong was not willing to be sealed back again. After all, he had lived here for these years. It was really too hard. Then I cannot kill them, but you have to help me not let them seal me again, otherwise I can fight to the death with you. After all, the place where you are now is also my territory. I mean what I say. Bai Luo's face was not good. He actually knew that Minglong definitely had the ability to do so now. He could easily escape, but what about the people around him? Chapter 525, Targeting Alliangzu. In fact, it is not a difficult thing to release the Dark Dragon, but Bai Luo is still worried that the Dark Dragon will do evil after being released, so Bai Luo is also negotiating with the Dark Dragon at this time. I can naturally help you not to be sealed back, but before this, you must promise me that you will not do anything to harm the world again, otherwise I will be the first to not forgive you. After listening to Bai Luo's words, the Dark Dragon did not feel very surprised at all, because he knew that he was still very capable of negotiating with Bai Luo. Then this matter is settled. Then you help me escape from here. Anyway, I don't want to be sealed here anymore, and I won't do anything to harm the world after I get out, so you can rest assured about this matter. After saying this, the Dark Dragon's eyes became unfathomable. In fact, his plan is more than that. He knows that Bai Luo's identity is definitely not simple, and he also knows that Bai Luo's ability is something he has never seen before. At this time, the Dark Dragon had already unconsciously set his sights on Bai Luo. If he could subdue Bai Luo, and then obtain Bai Luo's body, he might never be bound by these people again. However, the most urgent thing was to hurry up. He said that he still had to deal with the people in front of him. He didn't necessarily have to seek revenge on them, but now he absolutely couldn't be sealed back. Then I will put my original soul in your body first, and I will come out later. After all, these people are definitely going to seal me directly now. If you don't want me to resist directly here, just lend me a body first. In fact, most people don't have the courage to lend their bodies to another soul. After all, this is very dangerous, but Bai Luo is not an ordinary person. He doesn't think that the dark dragon in front of him has the ability to occupy his body, so he didn't think about it at all, and then agreed without hesitation. Okay, then just put your soul body in my body first. Anyway, I will release you when the time comes. Before, Minglang was still thinking about how to deal with Bai Luo, but he didn't expect Bai Luo to reveal his flaws so easily. Sure enough, he was too arrogant. He couldn't be so careless to lend his body to another person. But now Minglang didn't think much, because the elders of the major sects had already started to seal him, so he had to escape from this body quickly, so that these people thought that they had sealed him very smoothly, and then they would leave very satisfied. So Minglang directly pulled out his soul body, and then slowly entered Bai Luo's body. Bai Luo really did what he said. When Minglang entered Bai Luo's body, Bai Luo didn't mean to refuse at all, so Minglang's soul entered very smoothly. Bai Luo didn't think much at that time, because his body was still controlled by himself, but he also knew that the soul of Minglang had already lived in his body, and the one in front of me was just the body of Minglang. On the other side, Yao Yangzu and her team were doing very smoothly. Even Yao Yangzu herself did not expect that the seal would be so easy to strengthen. After all, Yao Yangzu also thought that the nether dragon would have a very strong reaction, but she did not expect that the nether dragon would stay in front of them honestly without even a little resistance. Because when she was at the front, Yao Yangzu was worried that the nether dragon would separate and resist, and then hurt the people around, so she took the initiative to stand at the front of the team. But she did not expect that this matter would be completed so smoothly. Yao Yangzu herself felt a little incredible, and the people around her did not know what happened here. They only knew that with the help of Yao Yangzu, it was indeed very simple to perfect the seal. Although the elders of the major sects around did not say much, they did reach another consensus in their hearts, because Yao Yangzu's performance this time really made them look at her with new eyes. After all, they did not think that the nether dragon was something that was easy to deal with, but they did not expect that with the help of Yao Yangzu, the nether dragon was directly and easily resealed. However, they didn't discuss this matter here at all, because each of them had their own plans, so everyone just looked at each other for a while. After the seal was completed, the people around returned together. On the other side, seeing that he had concealed it so easily, he had another plan. In fact, he was still a little scared in his heart. After all, he didn't know what Bai Luo really was. But now his soul was directly in Bai Luo's body, and Minglang couldn't help but think of Bai Luo's body. If he could take the opportunity to swallow Bai Luo now, then Bai Luo's power would be transferred to his body. At that time, no one would be his opponent, and he wouldn't need to negotiate any conditions with anyone. This result was still very tempting, so Minglang couldn't help but want to attack Bai Luo in the end. But when Minglang really wanted to swallow Bai Luo's power, he found that Bai Luo's power was very overbearing. As long as he got close to Bai Luo's power, he couldn't use any strength. Minglang tried several times, but didn't dare to do it in the end. So in the end, Minglang gave up his idea obediently, because he didn't want all his previous efforts to fail. After all, now he could only rely on Bai Luo. If Bai Luo took the lead to deal with him, he would definitely not have a good ending. So Minglang just stayed in Bai Luo's body very honestly, and didn't dare to make any bad plans. Nothing else happened when Bai Luo and Yao Yangzu went back. After all, things were going very smoothly this time, and no one took it to heart. Read the error-free version at 69 book bar. 6 equals 9 plus BOOK_BAR published this novel for the first time. But the elders of the several major sects on the other side didn't think so. Although Yao Yangzu did help them a lot in sealing Minglang this time, these people also saw that Yao Yangzu's ability was indeed extraordinary. This also made them a little afraid, because Yao Yangzu directly rejected their request to win her over, so these people did not hesitate to point the finger at her. It's better not to refuse a toast and drink a penalty. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.